Stole it. Get out of here. Scat it.
Joe clapping his ass cheeks. I'm harder as I'm talking right
Are you playing music?
Yeah.
Relationship's like a fart. You gotta force it.
Probably playing.
It's gonna be there.
Ching-chong, meatball, meatball.
Well, that's good.
I didn't order no Quavo. I wanted some egg.
Well, that's good.
Entire podcast can be summed up as the physical definition of a fucking aneurysm.
Hello and welcome back to the movie bracket extravaganza. During that whole audio intro playing, you did have me and Alex trying the Voltron beers that we have, which we'll have on the beer tasting episode. It's TBD. It's going to come out soon. But anyway, I'm your one host of Trifecta from the Tri-State area. I'm going to kill all of Joe's movies. That's the whole plan of this entire bracket, the entire goddamn time. Anyway.
Do I have any left?
You might. So as you heard, we got Joe here, we got Civ, we got Mike, we got Alex, and Alex, I'm going to pass it off to you. Go away with the racket.
All right, we'll get started with the matchup I'm really not excited about. So I have a rival in this round versus Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So Eric, you have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on there?
Yep.
If you want to get started with that, go for it.
All right, so Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, great dark comedy. I did do a lot in previous episodes talking about this, but to rehash that for anyone coming in randomly in the middle of this, it's a great movie with Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. gets kind of roped into this whole thing where he gets an acting career, then has to go follow a PI. Val Kilmer being the PI, Gay Perry, fucking hilarious. A lot of funny bits in that movie, worth a watch. It's one of my favorite, it's not film noir because it's not black and white, but one of those mystery movies where you never really know what's going on, but the whole time there's a lot of jokes kind of going throughout to break up the tension of the mystery. That's my piece. That's my opening piece on that. That's my opening statement.
All right, so Arrival's probably my favorite movie. I love this movie. It's so good. It basically, you're following this woman. There's all these extra scenes being thrown in that you assume is her past and everything that she's gone through and why she's living alone and is this professor at the school. They show up, they pick her up. There's aliens that showed up. They bring her in because she's a linguist, and she ends up getting on this helicopter. Jeremy Renner's there, who's a mathematician. So they bring them in to try and communicate with these aliens. And as you go on, you start to find out a lot of shit is going on. And I always enjoy showing this movie to people to figure out when they actually see what's going on, because all of those scenes from the past are not from the past. She is starting to see into the future and shit. And it's very emotional. It's an interesting quandary on if you were in her position, knowing what's going to happen, are you going to do the same thing she would do? And she knows the happiness that brings for the time being that it's there and the pain that it's going to bring afterwards. And it kind of destroys Jeremy Renner and causes a rift in their whole relationship when they come to that point and everything, and he realizes she knew all about this. I don't know. I love that movie. It is such a fucking wild ride. There's just so much going on that you wouldn't expect. So I don't know who's. I think everybody's seen all of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I don't know who's seen Arrival. Joe has.
Yes. For those who did not hear, I put my hand up. You have to wait till the video comes out to see that. I went like that. I did it again.
Oh, they come out same day now, but yeah.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like both movies have that, not necessarily twist to, well, because Arrival has such a bigger twist and such a more impactful twist to it. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is just, you don't really, you start a sentence and you think you're going to argue something, and then you just kind of fall blank on the words in your mouth and start filibustering, and I don't know what else to say about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang to argue against Arrival, because I did watch Arrival. Alex, you did make me watch it. It is a great movie, and it is one of those ones where you were sitting there the whole time waiting for, which I would say that's an experience.
But you're not waiting for it because you don't know what's going on. You have no clue that's going to come at the end. It's a lot going on during it where you're kind of confused for a little bit. It's not like your normal alien invasion crap. It's completely different, where it's just a drama that you're watching fold, like just unfolds in front of you, and all this crap takes place, and eventually, like you put it all together. It's one of those movies where it's like after you see it that first time, you're kind of like, I think I need to watch that again. I think I need to watch it again, and I can actually understand all of it. And I mean, yeah, that might be a knock on it, but at the same time, it's like you are almost at the same time going like, I want to watch that again. Like, fuck, that was wild. So I don't know. That's one of those movies like I could always throw on and just sit down and watch. It's very enjoyable in my eyes. Like I said, I think it's probably my favorite movie.
I was gonna say I remember watching it for the first time, and like when I realized what was going on at the end, I just remember like seeing like the alien wall and the figures. Like it's one of those moments, those scenes where I realized like what was going on. Remember sitting there, I was just like, oh shit, and then it clicked on more and more, and the connection points. I was like, oh, okay. But then
Credits rolled, and 2 days later, Joe turned to Anne and went, "Holy fuck! So she was seeing the future the whole time."
sad fact, I didn't know Anne by that point, so yeah.
No, Joe woke up at 3 a.m. in a cold
Well,
sweat.
Joe was seeing the future and turned to Anne.
Joe was arresting a perp going, oh my god!
That's drugs?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I've seen a lot of movies throughout here. I want to give more on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Everyone here has seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, right?
It's got
Like,
a lot of good lines, a lot of good quotable shit.
Yeah, it's got, and like even then, it's just got funny scenes. Like we've talked about it before too, where they're arguing. But I do think Arrival, what you said, the argument makes sense to me. That it's not just an alien invasion movie; it's an alien movie that's about a lot more. Like I also like the language aspect of it, where you're trying to learn the alien language of it. Like there's a whole linguistic aspect. They literally hire the linguistic people to figure out what the aliens are trying to communicate. I think that's very cool. And like they start with, what was it? Don't like the aliens start with like tapping on the glass to try and communicate?
No,
first,
they're putting the ink on the glass.
They're putting the ink on the glass. I thought they had tapped at one point to try and do stuff, but even down like the movie itself too, to like the information, not the information, the research they did into it too, of bringing the canaries in a cage just in case that at some point, like the mines, if some sort of gas was released, they would know if something bad was going to happen, the birds would react first. So I thought that was really cool. Like that's a cool aspect of that movie.
You have a great cast in it too. Yeah, there's a lot of people going on there.
Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner,
and then wasn't it Lawrence Fishburne?
Well, was Lawrence Fishburne?
Who was it? Why am I?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. That's it. I was thinking of the wrong older black dude.
Denzel.
Do they all look the same?
Denzel showed up. No, only one of them has a lazy eye. Civ, you've seen these movies?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, good answer. Mike, you've seen both though, right?
Yeah. I probably would have enjoyed Arrival more if you didn't talk about it. Because you hyped it up.
That's the nicest way to tell someone to shut the fuck up.
No.
Not bad. Like, I get what he's saying
Alex
though.
said it's his favorite movie.
Well, I get that though, because like I've sat there and I've shown people a movie and been like, "This is my favorite movie that like of this year that I've watched. You gotta watch it." And then like hyped it up, and then they watch it and go, "Eh, it's an alright movie." And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I overhyped it for you."
Whenever it comes to that stuff, I'm like, "Yo, I think you might like this." It's like,
Well,
it's not
Mike,
great.
when
I
did
was like, "Oh my god, go see it." It's like, "Yo, you might want to sit down and watch this." Like,
Mike, when did you watch Arrival?
I remember how I watched it when I was falling asleep.
Oh, well, that's a good spot to be in.
Well, here's the thing. I normally wouldn't talk about it, but then the other night I ended up watching the movie Fury, and I put that on to fall asleep too.
That's a good movie.
But Fury was a good movie that kept me awake. Arrival didn't.
Really, I'm the complete opposite. Fury, I fucking wasn't into.
Damn, he started with Arrival and ended up departing. I'll see myself out now.
Well, thanks for being here, Sif. I appreciate the.
Be sure to tie that rope
10
really
minutes.
tight.
Jesus fuck.
So, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a great movie. I love it. I think The Nice Guys did that whole thing better.
And that's one of the things that, like, I want to argue Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but looking at the two movies right now, like, I'd put Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on my list. It's made it this far in the bracket, but looking at these two next to each other, I don't feel like I have a decent argument for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Anyone else can jump in and argue for it and change my mind. I just don't think I have a great argument for this movie against Arrival.
So the scene where they're captured and Val Kilmer's character's like reaching in his pants for the gun, saying like people are afraid to check down there. He's not wrong.
I almost feel like, again, that's another Nice Guys Did It Better, where he jumps over and starts looking. What are you doing? Looking for your ankle gun. What fucking ankle gun?
But so homophobia is not going to win this for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Joe's trying though.
He's trying.
It's not June.
I'm good to put it to a vote. I'm trying to think of arguments, and as I stare at the two movies, I don't know what else I can say about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And it sounds like you guys are not sounds like you can obviously know where I'm probably gonna go.
I just have to say, as an emotionless piece of shit, Arrival is one of the few movies that made me feel something.
Oh, definitely.
That's my argument.
I've definitely choked up tears watching that. I didn't. It's two different genres of movies going up against each other. I mean,
oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those, but I'm not agreeing with him because he's my brother. Just
I think either way, this whole section of this whole bottom section of the bracket is just insane. There's so many matchups that I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Let's just play it to the vote. Let's start with Civ because you don't have a stake in either of them.
Okay. I too like movies that make me feel things. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The name keeps reminding me of that movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And for that reason, I think I'm gonna have to go with Arrival.
Nice. Okay. Let's move it on to Mike.
I'll go with Arrival, but it's not huge vote there.
I don't.
You gave him a tism moment.
Maybe try watching it after you're not falling asleep.
Yeah, give it a. I mean, you voted for something that you said you fell asleep to, and you threw away the vote. But
it's totally a movie I throw on at the end of the night when I'm just like, oh, nothing new is here to watch. All right, fuck it, I'm putting Arrival on.
Right. And Joe, let's hear yours.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Nice. All right, Al, how do you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm going Arrival.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Arrival as well. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, definitely worth a watch. I mean,
I love that movie too.
If you want to chuckle, like a good here and there,
a little bit of action too.
And some good action. Yeah, some good mystery to it too. A little bit of like a twist, but Arrival is definitely, I think, just one of those movies that you should watch it. And without the spoilers that you've heard from this podcast, it's
I mean, we're in the third round at this point. If you haven't watched them, it's your own damn fault.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang has Val Kilmer's second best role. His first one is MacGruber.
Oh, it's not Batman Forever?
Yeah.
I thought it was Batman Forever, yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm close to the camera and clean up my desk a little bit. I'm like, I was about to say, like,
excuse me?
Say Batman Forever?
No.
I would argue Val Kilmer was much better in Tombstone.
Doc Holliday, fucking
Batman
amazing.
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for him.
I wasn't serious about the Batman Forever.
But Batman Forever, he was Robin, right? That turns into Nightwing.
Chris O'Donnell. Chris
I'm
O'Donnell
thinking of the wrong guy. What? Batman
No, we're moving on. So
Anyway.
Arrival is going to face the winner of the next round, which is Bullet Train from me versus Scott Pilgrim versus Eric. It's Eric and me. Yeah.
This was a little front heavy on us against each other.
All right, so
I started last time. You can start Bullet Train or Scott Pilgrim. Both are your movies.
Bullet Train is fun. It's just a fun movie. I mean, there's just nonstop back and forth. I mean, we talk about people being fucking diesels because of this stupid movie. There is just a lot of action, a lot of nonsense, and Brad Pitt playing almost like the dumb character. The random cameo. Is this a sexual thing? from Channing Tatum. Like, there's just so many stupid fucking things that happen in that movie, and it's just back and just nonstop action and just nonsense scenes that are just comedic gold. Um, Scott Pilgrim, on the other hand, love that movie. Always have. Fantastic. You read the comic books, I'm sure. I haven't read
I
them
did,
or
yeah.
anything like that.
Box sets downstairs on the bookshelf.
Yeah, I love Scott Pilgrim. It's a great movie. He is a piece of shit. Scott Pilgrim is a piece of shit. But yeah, but I don't know. Bullet Train, I just love that movie. It's just so much fun from the beginning to the end. I mean, I will say there's towards the end when they're finally bringing in the actual bad guy and shit. It's okay. This is his whole plan this whole time and all this crap. It kind of drags a little bit for like about. It's not even the last 30 minutes. It's like the 30 minutes leading up to the last 45. I feel like kind of drags a little bit, but the rest of the movie is just complete nonsense and nonstop action and it's insanity. It's great.
With Bullet Train, I mean, just Channing Tatum. Like, that scene is fucking hilarious. All like, absolutely. Is this a sex thing? But it's a great movie. Scott Pilgrim. Yes, I did read all the comics. I said I have the box set downstairs of all of the comics and everything. I love it, and I read it in high school when like he's a piece of shit. And I like read those and I was like, oh my god, am I a piece of shit? Like, just read those and was like, oh my god, I'm definitely a piece of shit.
Which is literally like a line he would say to himself in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Like,
is it true? Are you a pirate?
Like yeah.
The fucking thing when he's at the concert, I need to go pee on her.
So that was one of the things I was gonna bring up of that movie is like the movie brought the comic to life for me at that point that was like, all right, I've seen the Marvel movies, I've seen other comic book movies and stuff, but there was like I literally heard this movie was coming out, made sure I read every single issue of the Scott Pilgrim comic, read all of them, and then went to go see the movie with like the girl I was currently seeing, and she goes, "Oh my god, you're kind of Scott Pilgrim." I go, "Oh fuck."
I need to cut my hair.
Wants the dye out of her hair.
I need to cut my hair, and like I do cut my hair myself, and that's the whole thing. That he always wears hats to cover his bad haircut that I've been doing for the last however many episodes of the podcast. But anyway, I'm 30. I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not going to relate that much to Scott Pilgrim, but back then it was such a funny thing for me where I was like, oh my god, this makes so much goddamn sense. And the just the ticking of what you said, Alex, like that, like I said, it was gonna be the argument of like he sees two girls he's dating at the exact same time and is trying to think of an excuse of why he needs to leave, and I need to go pee, and there was something about like, oh, I know her from school or something, and it's just like, I gotta go pee on her.
Yeah, get stuck in the middle.
Yeah, gets stuck in the middle, and he just, I gotta go pee on her, and just runs away. The awkwardness, the jokes that he makes, and everything, I absolutely love. Definitely, the comics are better. The new TV series is pretty good. It's an alternate universe version of it, but Scott Pilgrim just always makes me laugh. And if there's one thing, if I'm gonna channel my inner Scott Pilgrim, Brie Larson. And Ramona Flowers.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember the actress's name?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yes, Mary.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Like, so there's so many movies that I've watched, and I went, "Oh man, that chick's kind of hot." Oh yeah, it's Ramona Flowers. It's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Okay, that makes sense.
Ewan McGregor's wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's such.
He
good
has
movie,
the higher
but-
ground.
Yeah. I even love like there's just some scenes that are just so small in that movie of Scott Pilgrim that just always make me chuckle when I think about them, like the vegan police.
Yeah.
You
Look-
had
looking
gelato.
at this-
You had gelato on September 13th. Like
Gelato's not
whatever.
vegan?
Fucking
Gelato's not
Thomas
vegan?
Jane.
Yeah.
Just
it's
like,
not-
what the
And then gelato's not vegan. He's like chicken cutlet, July 25th. Chicken cutlet's not vegan.
And Scott Pilgrim is the strongest character in the Marvel universe because he
Yeah.
kicked the shit out of Captain America, Superman,
Captain
there-
Adam. Yeah, because Superman was also Captain Adam, the vegan guy.
Yeah, no, I like
then-
Scott Pilgrim. There's just so many
Look,
entertaining scenes, but I just
and-
feel like Bullet
yeah.
Train has like higher moments of just like, God damn it, I'm cracking up. That shit's so funny. The Tangerine and that, like, the two of them arguing about how many people they fucking killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The guy,
Like,
he fought Superman. It's like, you peed your pants. It's like, can you tell everyone it's raining? It's not. Well,
yeah, that was Scott Pilgrim, right? What you're talking about with the
Yeah.
Peter Pan? Yeah. And a lot of those fight scenes are very funny. They're very like comic book, arcade game esque.
They're turning into coins
But,
afterwards.
Yeah, they're turning into coins afterwards. And like even just Scott just like walking up and like after he beats the first Evil X, oh sweet bus fare. Like he's just picking up the coins because he's broke as shit.
Yeah.
But I've ranted about Scott Pilgrim. I do love it. I can talk about Bullet Train. I do love it. Brad Pitt's character is fucking hilarious. I mean, he's a goofball. He just
Like I
seems
said,
like an
I
idiot.
still am on. He is the same character from the Mexican.
I agree with that.
He does the exact same shit.
He's an idiot, but he gets shit done, and I
Yeah.
don't think that he's truly an idiot.
And
I
then
think
the
that's just
whole
like
thing
part
that-
of him being an assassin. Is
He's
he
only
acts
on the
that way.
job because the other assassin called out sick, and it's Ryan Reynolds.
yes. Ryan Reynolds has the flu, and he called out sick. But like you said, with Tangerine and Orange, Tangerine and Lemon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, they're great.
They're
They're
great,
so
and, like,
fucking great.
The whole Thomas the Train
It's fucking
jokes and
kick-ass.
everything. Yeah, it's but like the whole like constantly relating people to Thomas the Train of who they are and the story and everything is so funny. Find it so cool. And then the boss, the daughter who is running the whole show and everything is just fucking hilarious too.
Do not call me bro.
Civ, you've seen both?
Yeah.
Okay. Any input on either?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just because of when I watched Scott Pilgrim, I didn't really get into it as much as Eric did.
Because you're
So, because I'm what?
Because you were an adult when you watched it.
Which is
You were an teenager.
yeah. You were an immature teenager, which I'm still an immature teenager, and I'm fucking 30.
But yeah, so I'm pretty biased about this one.
Okay. Mike, you got anything going on in this one?
Yeah, I know me and Eric privately have talked about it. He knows my dislike of Scott Pilgrim.
Pilgrim?
Pilgrim.
Howdy, Pilgrim.
I was about to do the
Pilgrim?
same thing. Howdy, Pilgrim.
I never got into it, and I think as time goes on, I have more of a dislike towards it because someone I went to high school really loved it, and he loved being the character Scott Pilgrim, without understanding that Scott Pilgrim's piece of shit.
Oh, an absolute piece of shit.
You went to high school with Eric?
No. I wasn't like the guy that he went to high school with. I knew I was Scott Pilgrim, and then I changed in college.
Right.
Can you guys confirm?
Wait.
Can you
You
confirm
changed?
this?
Wait, you changed?
Oh, okay, moving on.
Vote.
If you're one of Eric's ex-girlfriends, write this podcast.
JG Wentworth, it's my money.
Do we have a podcast, or should we get like a law firm to set up a
I'm
class
good.
action
I don't
lawsuit?
want. It's cool. I don't want to get canceled. Shit, my
Dude, if we
chambers
do,
fell.
it's like the 5th time for this podcast.
Anyway, as you were saying, Mike.
Yeah, I did not like Scott Pilgrim at all. I don't. Michael Cera can be funny. I mean, his halftime commercial was funny, which I'm sure we all saw that.
Sarah V.
Yeah,
My skin's moist.
that commercial,
Although
1,000 times more entertaining than the entirety of Scott Pilgrim.
I'll give you credit. I read the comics. They had announced the movie. They hadn't announced the cast. They announced Michael Cera, and I was like, I love Arrested Development, but he's too awkward to be Scott Pilgrim. Because in the comics, he's a little bit more cocky than like that awkwardness that Michael Cera brings in. He's a little bit more of just like a cocky asshole.
They should have
time in the
had
comics.
someone like a skinny Jonah Hill or Ezra Miller, like someone who I already believe is a piece of shit, to play Scott Pilgrim.
To
Maybe
play
then it
a
would be
piece of shit.
believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bullet Train, 100%.
All right, so we'll keep voting on it. Civ,
Bullet Train.
Joe,
Bullet Train.
Eric.
I'm gonna go Scott Pilgrim.
All right, and I
Bullet Train
will
moves on already.
continue with the Bullet Train. All right, so Bullet Train will face Arrival. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
So our next matchup is one of Joe's remaining babies, Endgame versus
ooh.
Revenge of the Sith.
Can I make a motion to go straight to a vote? All in favor of Revenge of the
I'm not
Sith,
gonna
say
lie,
aye.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie what my vote is, but if we do that,
Is this because Revenge of the Sith killed Fiddler on the Roof, so you just want to win some more, so that your Fiddler on the Roof lost to the best one?
Motherfucker, I knew it.
He's
No,
trying to make this into the Final Four. The Revenge of the Sith will get to the Final Four, so you can say Fiddler on the Roof is such a good movie that it lost to one of the Final Four movies.
He's a Philly fan, of course.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Joe, let's hear it.
I think I mentioned it last time with Endgame. The downfall of Endgame is you have over just about like 10 years, over 20 plus movies leading up to its whole grand finale. So yeah, you got that.
No. Wait.
The downfall of Endgame is that you're arguing for it.
But no. Joe, in all honesty, I can never remember which one is which, Endgame or Infinity Wars.
Infinity War came first because Endgame was the end of it.
I thought you were about to say which one did you cry more at the end. I was like,
No.
Joe, that was you. That was you.
Those movies came out in such a quick way that I'm like, and we were seeing Joe, you and I were seeing them in the movie theaters every time they're coming out. I can never remember which one's which. So Endgame
was 19, Infinity War was 18.
Okay, so this is the follow up to Thanos winning.
This is the one that ended the whole thing.
This is the one.
Well, it's still going, but
it's still going.
No, but it ended that storyline.
Gotcha.
It ended the Infinity Saga, so it ended that one.
It ended Thanos, that purple ass bitch.
Hey, now he came back in a few things. So there's different universes now. They're exploring the different multiverses. But no,
like what if?
Yeah. But you got like 3 hours, over 3 hours of just all these movies, all of these stories finally connecting to this big grand finale. And I liked how the fact they did the final battle, but it wasn't like a short battle. It literally tried to throw in every character's little side fights. Like here's the A-Team, here's this, Ant and Wasp are doing that, Hulk's fighting the Black Order. Like they're all doing this. What's up?
Here's the feminist movement.
Yeah, there you go. But
Captain America grabbing the fucking hammer.
He's able to, he could this whole time, but out of respect, he didn't do it in the second one. So
is that what it was?
Apparently, that's the rumors. That's why he moved it a little bit in the second one, and they were like, oh, he didn't want to embarrass Thor. That's why I was like, well, also Black Widow can also lift it as well. But anyways,
no, with that whole
she
thing,
did.
I mean, we're not going back into that. We're not arguing those movies, but back in that, the whole thing was he lifted it, kind of looked at Thor, and
it's like nah,
put it back down. Was like, it's his hammer. It's not. I have my shield.
Yeah,
I don't think it was him being a cockiness of, oh, I can lift it. He wasn't expecting it. It's
like
I am pure, but.
If you remember, and this is the end game, but if you remember, he did out of Thor because earlier Thor and Cap are drinking with the veterans, and they're like, "Oh, can we try some?" He's like, "Oh no, they're this is from Asgard. It's only for the great warriors." And as he's talking, he just casually pours it in Cap's cup, and Cap just goes and looks down. So it's a reference to that, oh, let me lift a hammer. And,
they both know, yeah.
Yeah, that's his way of oh, you poured me a drink that I'm not technically allowed to because I'm mortal, but you battled with me, so yeah, that's fine.
Right.
And
Thor couldn't pick up his hammer for a movie? Couldn't he not use his hammer for a whole movie?
His first one, he was banned from it, yeah.
Mm.
But then that's when he got Stormbreaker. But anyways, Endgame's great because it's just finally a good final chapter of all these movies building up, and it's what's gonna happen when this whole time Thanos is gonna show up, something's gonna happen, and how are they gonna fix whatever occurred? So you have that, and then of course it's been a hit or miss since then because they have the shows and they're now
Well, save that. Hold on. Save it.
Save the show till later, but
No. Save it for later. Next round. Trust me.
okay. Ooh, I think I know.
Yeah. So no, I agree. And Endgame was a
Oh,
culmination of so much shit that we grew up watching. Pretty much, like
Yeah.
it's a culmination of all that whole storyline, all that crazy shit going on. Infinity War ending with all these people fucking being snapped, disappearing, and then, like I even enjoyed the beginning of it where it's like, okay, hey, fucking Scott Lang got out of his bullshit and shows up as like, what happened here? What the fuck is going
We've
on?
gone for 5 years. It's like it's been 5 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
I do
Tic
love.
Tac.
Yeah, I do love that scene though with the character from the actor and the character from Ant-Man where he's just like, oh man,
Paul
how's things
Rudd?
been going for you? Not Paul Rudd, the guy when he's driving the van, and he's like, what has
Yeah.
happened the whole time? He's like, yeah, my dad died, my wife,
Yeah.
my girl left me. And all
But I got
that.
the van.
But I got the van. Yeah,
Yeah.
like just that
So
whole
there's
scene.
that.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, there's
Everyone-
that going for
everyone-
me.
Everyone's saying whenever they do like leading up to Endgame, they said get him to tell the whole story from Iron
They
Man.
did
I was
it
like,
at a
"Look at-"
Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like they didn't share it, so someone like recorded it on their phone and shared it. But I think Endgame just like literally is like it literally for me it's personally good because also it's like it's before everything shut down because of the pandemic. Excuse me. So Endgame happened in 2019, and then 2020 happened. And everyone's like, "We're in the Endgame now," so there we go.
I think it's just a great culmination of everything they're building up to for all that time.
But
Whereas Revenge of the Sith was like, okay, that was the prequel finale, right? So
Yeah. So
Which I do-
the prequels weren't loved for quite some time, and
No.
they're all right. Like I've rewatched them since. and
Recently,
they're
yeah.
all right, but I don't think they stand a chance in this, to be honest.
But Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
But Misha Jar Jar Binks.
the memes and everything though for Revenge of the Sith have been fucking phenomenal. It's like Anakin, knock knock, who's there? Hi, what? God damn it, and then he just does that shit. Like and General Kenobi.
Hello
Like-
there.
Like we
Hello
quote
there.
that shit all the time. It's a good.
Yeah.
It's out of the prequels. We can agree that's. I think it literally goes backwards. It goes 3, 2, 1.
I mean, I love that movie.
Oh, sure,
And my
absolutely.
argument for Revenge of the Sith, and this is my only argument. Well, there's a lot more arguments.
There's
I can
only
make.
one trilogy, Eric.
But has Joe sent me Revenge of the Sith at 3 a.m.? A snapshot of him watching it. I mean, if that's
okay.
gonna
We're
be
going to
the
Alex
argument,
We're going to the Alex argument.
I'm still in the Alex argument over here.
All right, so then I'm gonna go get shit faced on moonshine and just start snapping everyone. The last duel between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Which would you rather get at 6 a.m.? Endgame or Revenge of the Sith?
100% would love at 3 a.m. to just go, "You were my friend, Anakin."
I have the
You were my brother. You were my brother.
You were my brother.
people.
Sorry, yeah. You were meant to restore the Jedi, not destroy them.
You were
And Padme
supposed to-
dying of a broken heart.
Perfect, perfection.
You were the chosen one. You were sent to destroy this, but not join them.
So,
It's
I-
that fucking meme of fucking Magneto. Perfection.
I honestly
You
think
guys are I'm sorry, Mike. You guys are subconsciously putting this shit in my head. Next time I black out, it's probably gonna be in like 3 hours or whenever we're done. This
Hey,
is gonna happen,
buddy.
now.
Psych degree. That's exactly what we're fucking doing.
Joe is gonna be bouncing off the fucking walls in tighty whities and his gun going.
He's gonna have Sam to tan on
It's gonna end with him walking into fucking Sarah laying on the ground sleeping, just.
Stormtrooper.
Since he has the gun though, I'm just thinking 2 fucking like fire extinguishers trapped taped to his back.
Or no, even
And he's
better,
just
he
trying to
pulls out
fucking
his-
jetpack out of there.
He sees Sarah laying on the ground and just pulls out his nightstick.
The funny thing is, like we're talking about this, like I'm gonna do this probably for the next 5 hours.
Alright, Mike, go ahead.
Tune in next week when we do that.
So there's a 34-minute episode. What the fuck?
It's a break episode. It's whenever we do our breaks and shit, but no,
I know.
it's keeping the viewers on their toes. Anyways, guys, Endgame is great. It's completely derailed from there.
Let's let Mike talk though. He hasn't said anything I think about either of these movies.
I'm sorry, Michael.
So I gotta say,
Sorry.
Endgame is great, but I will say Revenge of the Sith is pulling a lot of heavy lifting for that entire trilogy. And the fact that we're still discussing it. I mean, granted, it did go against Fiddler on the Roof.
But I feel like
like-
Revenge of the Sith is the one
Yeah,
that got
no,
the most hate
yeah.
because of Hayden Christensen being so emo in it.
But
You underestimate his power.
But it was something that ended up getting appreciated over time. I mean, look at all the love Hayden Christensen is getting now when he's reappearing in the Disney series, and that wouldn't have happened without Revenge of the Sith and his portrayal of Anakin there. And say what you will, but all the actors were doing their best to work with the script that George Lucas wrote, and he really was not doing.
I don't think he wrote those prequels entirely himself. I think that was a lot of studio bullshit that was going in on why it got weird and all of that like retconning that he did. But sorry, continue.
Well, one way or another, this was the last time he had any influence on a Star Wars movie. And like you have the ending of a series where you have probably one of the most famous villains to have ever come across cinema have his whole story arc completed. We know why he became Darth Vader. It sets the foreground for the trilogy that everyone loves, and that's not an easy feat to do anyway.
But to be fair, they didn't need that set.
They didn't, but I mean, it still works because I'm sure all of us here do enjoy the Star Wars TV shows that have been coming out showing Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader.
Which was Ahsoka.
Starring him as
Obi-Wan.
Jedi Force Anakin.
Obi-Wan had the
Obi-Wan.
last
Oh, he did.
episode.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. Don't tell me. I didn't watch that show.
Okay, you got to watch it. It's good.
I know.
And also, Ewan McGregor portraying Obi-Wan is my favorite rendition.
Oh, he's awesome.
Oh, he's
Obi-Wan.
he's
Spot on
great.
choice.
I do love how though it's been like I think it's like 10 years or so or whatever, or I forget how many years it is between episode 3 and episode 4, but
50,
it is 50?
15, like a little bit over
15,
'cause-
15. But
'cause 3 came
Obi-Wan
out
goes from
2005
Ewan
then.
McGregor to old ass dude very quickly.
And I mean, I just want to see more of that version of Obi-Wan coming together.
Mhm.
And I feel like they even evolved Obi-Wan's character from a very cocky Jedi to becoming the Jedi Master that everyone grew up knowing. The guy who is kind of more collected and understanding of the things around him. Granted, Obi-Wan kind of changes everything, and I won't spoil it,
Mhm.
but it makes sense given the ending of Revenge of the Sith, where his best friend, his brother, ends up fighting him, and what he thinks he kills him, which that would be heavy on anyone here. Whereas Endgame, I feel like that sort of ending was the only possible ending where you have the good guys win and Tony Stark dying. I mean, we all had to have known that that's how the movie was going to end, right? Comics or no comics.
So it
No,
did
I
slip
mean,
out-
he said that he was retiring from Marvel RDJ when Endgame was coming out. Like before it came out, he did say he was going to retire from the Marvel series, not from acting.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it was predictable. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I
I thought it was leaked by somebody.
It
was
might have been
that-
leaked, but he
It was linked to the photos because they did Infinity War and some scenes for Endgame, but Robert Downey Jr. knew he was going to die by like 2015, 2016.
Yeah. We got our fact checker on this.
And
Oh no, you told me about this. I remember that everyone was posting about what would happen, and I remember it was what do you guys told me about that? Like someone posted it, and out of all the posts for Endgame, they deleted that one post. Everyone's like, "Yo, where is it?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like one guy did talk about how they would do the time travel and everything for it.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
You didn't know Alex that much then, back then.
But now I do.
And
Yeah,
we
there's a leak about him dying.
yeah.
we can all agree too that the whole time travel thing is the lamest
Convoluted.
Deus Ex Machina they could
It
have
was a
used.
new weird way to explain it. Although my favorite scene was like explaining all time travel movies, like Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. This time travel movie, Hot Tub Time Machine, and then Ant-Man just goes Die Hard. Wait, no, that's not one.
It's probably my least favorite time travel usage in a movie.
They kind of just use it as a throwaway mechanic to fix things. Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah,
Poor script writing. It's
That's
like
crazy, right?
I don't know. It
it's
just
something I want to say, but I don't want Disney people to hate me, so I can't yell about it.
Well,
it just
it's Disney versus Disney, so you're fine.
it just seemed lame.
That's fair. That's true. It is Disney versus Disney.
And Revenge of the Sith, I do like that. You just spent 3 movies watching all these heroes not necessarily have the victory that they were expecting.
Mhm.
You have the rise of the biggest threat that the whole galaxy has ever faced.
Kind of sounds like Endgame, but with like 18 movies. Let's put it to a vote, though.
I don't know, Civ, do you have anything to add to this?
Well, I mean, just kind of the point that Alex just made. Like every single movie is, the greatest threat they've ever faced, and then the next movie, it's an even bigger threat that makes the previous threat look like a cakewalk. I mean, even if you look at like some of the movies that came after Endgame, I think with Doctor Strange, what was it, Doctor Strange?
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
so
like
it feels
that
like
was
it with
like
a lot of
WandaVision.
those, they
Like-
kind of just try to do their single people going against that threat.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's not as big because there's only a couple people taking it down. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I like both movies. I don't really have anything against either one of them. I loved Endgame and I like
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, let's go to
and
the vote then.
So,
It's tough-
special
tough
guest
vote
Walt
for me.
Disney. Do you want to vote on this? We brought his head back from the frozen chamber. Do you want to say anything?
I don't think we should have Walt Disney say
He just
anything.
keeps yelling in German. I don't understand him.
Why was his head under your desk the entire time?
Oh, so we also got that from our grandfather.
So he likes toes.
Oh, he wasn't on earlier. He wasn't on
He wasn't
earlier.
on here when we talked about that.
Anyway, so we're
We'll
moving
tell
on
you
to a
after.
vote. I'm gonna go with Endgame. Eric.
I was gonna go with Endgame, and I like the arguments for Revenge of the Sith, but I'm gonna go Endgame still.
Joe.
Endgame.
Civ.
Game.
Mike.
Revenge of the Sith.
All right.
So I think Al, you had said it. Like we grew up with the Marvel movies and everything. I was like, well, I grew up with Revenge of the Sith because the original Star Wars came out before I was born, and then this was literally I was a kid. I was Anakin's age.
I think I saw the first one in theaters as a kid.
I was Anakin's age hitting on a 16-year-old princess. I mean, come on, Scott Pilgrim.
So Endgame moves on to face the winner of Terminator 2 versus Guardians 3.
Ooh.
So, if anybody wants to argue Terminator 2,
Yep.
yeah, go for it.
Probably the best action movie. It's definitely the best movie in the series, but one of the best
Okay.
action movies to come out in the 90s.
Wait, that
And-
was 90s with that type of fucking okay.
I
Practical.
think the first one came out in the 80s.
okay.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
first-
all practical.
Correct.
Yeah, sorry. Special effects, practical effects. Jesus Christ.
I was getting confused. You were doing jazz hands in the camera.
I was being special because they're special effects. Anyway,
Yeah, Terminator 2 is one of those movies where I know I could fall asleep, or if nothing else is on, I'm throwing that on. But this is an uphill battle because Eric doesn't like Arnie too much. Civ, I'm not sure. He's
I
the
love
undisputed.
Arnie.
Okay.
Whoa,
And
whoa, wait. Just because I'm part German doesn't mean I don't like Arnie, okay? He's just Austrian. I have no issue with him. We've got a treaty going on.
Just because they got their own country, we don't have a problem.
but anyway, and even Joe, I'm sure you can admit this. Like, Terminator 2 is just a solid action flick.
Oh yeah.
It was the big twist of like, oh my god, Schwarzenegger. You brought it up last time, like Schwarzenegger's back. Oh god, but he's
He's a
good
good
now.
guy. Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I think the context of it was also pretty clever. You have the LAPD officer in the 90s, being the bad guy.
And when he asked the kid, "Have you seen this person?" and the kid immediately knows, "I'm lying to you, motherfucker."
It's a timeless movie. Cops are bad. I mean,
What's
you
the
know?
dog? What's the dog's name? Like Spark. Like, is Wolfie okay? Wolfie's just fine. Your parents are dead. Like, what
And
the fuck?
the fun thing about that scene is that's the only time those two Terminators are actually talking to each other.
Yep.
No, it's a good movie. I agree with that. But like you were saying, it's the best one in the series. Okay, so is Guardians 3, and I bet I know which one Joe cried to out of the two of these.
No, I cried at both.
Did you cry
When
both?
does
Thumbs up, dude. He
Joe
went into the fucking lava pit.
when does Joe not cry at the end of a movie?
That's fair.
I know now why you cry.
Fuck you guys.
He cries
Which
because
one was he
it's
hard
over.
and crying?
He cries because it's over, not because it ended. All right, guys. He's a film critic.
Joe's the equivalent of a white woman who claps when a plane lands, but he cries at the end of a movie.
I thought you were gonna like reference Notebook or something. No, I'm not the guy that claps at the end of the plane. I'm the one that goes to the bathroom to wipe my ass from shitting myself in fear.
No, I agree with Mike though. Terminator 2 is a great movie. It's
is.
fun. It's exciting. There's a lot going on in it. It's
Yeah, and
a big change from the first one. What were you saying, Civ?
Well, I was gonna say the point is Terminator only had to get to 2 movies for it to be the best. Guardians had to get to 3.
Yeah, but I mean, so first Terminator good, second Terminator good, great, third Terminator, all the Terminators after.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Guardians 1, good. Guardians 2, all right.
Yeah,
Guardians 3, fucking awesome.
I wouldn't.
Wait, I'm sorry. Guardians 2, Kurt Russell? Are you fucking kidding me?
It was
Yeah.
alright.
Kurt Russell.
Alright.
Look, Kurt
Guardians 2.
Russell.
I fucking love Guardians.
Alright, so all of the Guardians are great. Fuck you. Oh, sorry, I argued against
Yeah,
myself.
it was a
here.
good
Good
series.
dog.
Did he just admit Guardians 2 was better?
No,
I-
Guardians 3 is awesome.
I'll say Guardians 3 has 2 things that make me love that movie.
A little raccoon.
Well, all 3 of them had Rocket
Raccoon.
Raccoon, and I love Rocket Raccoon.
No, but the baby raccoon.
Oh, the baby raccoons!
The
Oh, when
baby
he's saving them!
raccoon.
Oh my god! And the whole I cried during those scenes, but I was trying to I was putting those out of my mind for the funny moments I wanted to reference, Alex.
Yeah, well, you're broken now.
Yeah. But
Just like Rocket, you're broken.
just the scene with
Alright.
the dog Comet, right?
Cosmo.
Sorry, I was like I knew it was a space.
You take
Cosmo.
you take that back. That good dog.
You're a
No,
bad dog, Cosmo. Take it back.
no,
Call
I'm
me
just
good
saying.
dog. I need to be good dog. I
A
love
dog? Yeah,
Cosmo's
she's a good
great.
dog.
Yeah. She's a great dog. And
Joe
she's
cried during that.
starts doing that, yeah. And then
I thought of Sarah.
just the door scene. The door scene between
What do I do now?
yeah.
Open
Yeah,
the fucking door.
Yeah. Push the button so I can open the door. I am pushing the button. I'm trying to push the button now. Like, oh, it's so funny. Anyway, but yeah, the sad scenes are amazing. The fucking baby raccoons.
So, this is
When
why I
Rocket
told-
was a
I feel like
kid.
it's not enough time for me to like cry and recover. Just like
So I
Like,
told Joe to shut the fuck up earlier because my thing with Guardians 3 is Marvel was in a slump.
oh
He
yeah.
was having some shit come out that nobody was really liking, and Guardians 3 came out. and it was like, holy fuck, yes, do more of this, do fucking this, because it's so fucking good.
But on that, it's not Guardians didn't have any of that. It was the other movies that were coming out by them were doing that. And Guardians was the one that was like, we're the series that we've made people laugh and stuff. Let's make some people feel some shit too.
But the other shit they had coming out was like, oh, we tried to be funny at parts and stuff. It's like, no. What you're doing should not be like that. And Guardians 3 came out and was like, this is what we expect from you. This is what we want, and this is fucking
That's
amazing.
it, because you had Thor.
And then on top of it, it was dark.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of shit going on with the Rocket Raccoon background.
Straight up
Oh my
crying about
God.
that shit. I was like,
there was so much going on with that.
I was eating popcorn in the movie theater. I got salt in my eye. That's all I got. It's just salt.
I got butter. Sorry.
Like you sound like you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Chris Pratt.
And Chris Pratt. Yeah.
I think the thing that Guardians 3 did do better was that they had more of the rest of the cast involved.
Oh yeah,
like
Drax
Dave
is fantastic.
Dave Bautista is hilarious.
He's so good.
And then him even having like an emotional scene shit going on, like where he's
with the
talking
kids.
to the kids.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But
And hold on,
I want to say.
let me
okay.
play this out real quick.
Alright.
If we get Guardians 3 and off the next round, Joe has to kill one of his babies.
All right, let's put to a vote.
Oh, on both movies, right? I think this is my final two.
It'll be Endgame and Guardians 3.
Yeah.
If that's your sole purpose voting for that, what the fuck?
I'm just saying that's a good argument. I'm just saying it's a really good argument. That Joe's been complaining he hasn't had shit going on, and we make the only 2 movies he has left go against each other. It'd be fucking hilarious.
Okay. I see Joe's face turning red. We're gonna put this to a vote, and then we're in the next bracket.
Guardians 3.
Oh, Guardians 3, and I'm grabbing another fucking beer.
And we're gonna take a brief break after this vote. So, Alex and Joe, you're both Guardians?
Yes.
Sam?
Oh man, I just want to kill it now. Terminator 2.
And Mike?
Terminator 2.
I'm going Guardians.
We had an opportunity to do something beautiful.
No, but this is the one.
This is beautiful.
I argued against in an earlier episode of this. I argued against Terminator 2. I just don't like that movie. I know you guys have been saying it's the greatest. I don't like Terminator 2.
Who has to fight himself
the first one's great.
Hilarious.
Sid, think of it this way: you get to watch me have an aneurysm on camera next time we talk about this.
Joe only has 2 other movies in this bracket right now for the next round. This is hilarious that he has to kill one of his own.
Yeah.
And it's one of my final 2, probably, isn't it?
So you've got 2 up here, and then you're going to have a freebie with the Dark Knight.
Wait, does he have to fight himself with the other 2?
No. They're scary movies fighting Empire.
Not yet, though.
And Big Lebowski's fighting the Matrix. so this might be good. Obi-Wan, this is my only hope.
Fucking hell.
So, alright, let's take a break before we lean into Silence of the Lambs versus Tropic Thunder. Alright, welcome back, fuckers. I don't know why you're sticking around. On to the next round, we see Silence of the Lambs from Civ versus Tropic Thunder versus me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move Tropic Thunder on. See you guys later.
The way you did that, though, was like epic rap battles of history.
Begin!
Yeah.
We got Robert Downey Jr. playing 2 different characters.
Alright, we got a piece of shit movie that's okay at best versus Tropic Thunder.
well now. Alright, let's hear some arguments.
Alright, let's hear some argument. My argument is Tropic Thunder never can be made again. It's fantastic. It's fucking hilarious. Go watch it right now. Eric, put it on the big screen. Civ, go.
I didn't put it
Look, I love Tropic Thunder. I think, to your point, it's a movie that can't be made again. But I mean, I would disagree. I think it can be made again. It would just offend certain people, but nobody fucking cares about them anyway or their opinions, so fuck them. But Silence of the Lambs, I think, is just one of those movies that it's like it's such a classic piece of cinema. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, the just whole movie, it's just one of those. I don't know. For me, it's just when I look at like just classic pieces of cinema, Silence of the Lambs is up there. I don't think Tropic Thunder makes the list as a classic, movie. It's a fantastic comedy. I'm not that big of a fan of Ben Stiller. That is the like when it
That's
comes to
fine.
Tropic
There's
Thunder.
a million other people.
I think I look. Oh yeah, there's tons of other people in the movie like Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Cruise, even. But for me, I don't know, Ben Stiller. I just can't get
Matthew
past
McConaughey.
that. Like if it was anybody else in that role, I think hands down Tropic Thunder would win. But I can't fucking stand Ben Stiller. I don't think he's funny.
I asked you last time, Silence of the Lambs, is that the Edward Norton one, or that's pre-Edward Norton?
That's pre-Edward Norton.
Pre-
You're
pre-
thinking of the
yes,
Red
Pre-Edward-
Dragon.
Red
pre-Edward
Dragon,
Norton,
right, which
but
is the
Time
prequel
Line
to him. Okay, sorry. Anyway,
Mhm.
Tropic Thunder.
Right? And
Yeah, look,
it's
I love
TNT.
both movies.
Cup the balls. Swallows the gravy. Joe knows what I'm talking about.
That's your only argument for it, buddy.
yeah.
I don't need to make any arguments for Tropic Thunder. You've all fucking seen it. It's fucking hilarious. It is
Give him-
such a good movie.
Give him some ass water. That's what he wants.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
That's a theme song from the Jeffersons.
Put the lotion in the basket.
I was gonna say sound bites aren't gonna win the argument though.
I don't need to make anything like you've all seen Tropic Thunder. You
Seen
know
both
what
of
it
these,
is.
yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's fucking absurd. It just is a hilarious comedy that could never be recreated in any way, shape, or form.
See, but that's
The
where I
best part-
disagree.
the
It can
best part is
absolutely be
Robert-
remade again.
No, it can't. Absolutely
Sure, it
not.
absolutely
No
can.
studio would ever take that on.
I'm sure there'd be one or two that would.
All
take
right,
it.
work on it and let me
And
know how
make
you
it.
do. Dude,
I
the best
mean-
part of the whole thing, and I talked about this last round, was Robert Downey Jr.'s character talked about how he doesn't break character in his character until the end of the fucking post-credits bullshit, and he does it as a character,
Yeah.
playing a character, being a character. It's absurd. It's so fucking absurd. The director's cut is insane. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. But and I'm maybe this will be more akin to Eric, but like the whole psychology aspect of Silence of the Lambs, the cat and mouse chase between Jodie Foster's character and
100%.
Anthony Hopkins' character and whatnot, and just the way that develops throughout the film. And whether or not Tropic Thunder can be made again, if you vote for it, you're racist.
That's your argument. So, Silence of the Lambs has been
Oh, that was
remade
my
a
fucking
Can't be the
million
argument,
times.
Sim.
I mean,
That can't be the
Silence-
argument.
Silence of the Lambs, I'm pretty sure has been
There's
redone a
so
million
much
times,
more.
even like a few years afterwards with like the Bone Collector and like there's a Morgan Freeman one, Spider something. I can't fucking
No,
remember
but
the
there's
name of it.
they've only done one Hannibal Lecter show based on that storyline, and it's called Hannibal. There's only been one, and that's Mads Mikkelsen.
No, but I'm saying
No,
there's
I
been
know,
a
but
million
there's been,
movies
like-
made in similar, and it was done before it too.
Right, but well, they were done before. Like Silence of the Lambs was the first, and then everyone else tried to recreate it forever. And then yes, there is the one series called Hannibal, which I'm pretty sure it's Mads Mikkelsen who's supposed to be.
It is.
Yeah, okay, and it's okay. It's but Anthony Hopkins just plays that role fucking to a goddamn he is such a creepy guy in that. I've seen him in other roles, and I'm always like, but that's Hannibal. Like, he was so fucking dark in the other movies, and then he's been like a good actor in other things. I'm like, still constantly think about Silence of the Lambs every time I see him, because I'm just like, dude, you were so fucking dark in that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know who
And it-
played a darker character? Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, see, that's
He's a black
agreeing with Civ's argument, though. That I said wasn't a good argument.
Well, and also, what was it, Alex? You said that like it's been remade so many times.
It
or stuff
wasn't
like
even
that.
remade a
Or-
million times.
or
It was done
just-
before it.
It really
Like
Well,
there's
there's
plenty of
other-
murder movies
but
like
even
no,
to that
there was
point,
no.
There's
So this was like the first of like. Sorry, Civ, to talk over you. This was the
Yeah.
first of like in the history of cinema. We are going to do a movie about a serial killer because
like
serial-
Psycho.
oh yeah, cool. Psycho was about. Okay, hold on. Wait.
Yeah,
Let me read this. Let me read
so
this. Let me
it's
read
been
this.
done
Let me read this.
beforehand.
No. Because serial killer wasn't a term that didn't come around until the 60s. And Psycho was made. Okay, cool. That was the first one. That was an Alfred Hitchcock movie where they showed a toilet and everyone fucking shit their pants that they showed a fucking toilet in a goddamn movie. All right, whatever.
I think Alfred Hitchcock did like 6 other movies before.
Right, but he didn't do like the full serial killer stuff, and like there was no term yet when Psycho came out about serial killer. It wasn't there was no term that existed until like around the time that Silence of the Lambs came out, when people actually started getting DNA tests and actually figuring out, wow, if you killed over 3 people, you're a registered serial killer. I almost said sex offender. But
I'm pretty sure the
I'm pretty sure
Zodiac
Psycho.
Killer.
I was gonna say the Zodiac Killer was before Silence of the Lambs.
Jack
The
the Ripper.
actual Zodiac Killer.
Ah, shit. Sorry,
Jack
Civ.
the Ripper.
Civ, I tried to think
Dude,
people
you're all
weren't.
good
I
part
was
of the
trying. I
scene.
was trying to think people weren't going to think about this shit. I fucked up.
No, it's fine. I think we're getting a little too deep into it. Like in terms of just like, the movie itself. I don't think anyone can say that it isn't a phenomenal film.
Oh, it's a great movie.
But like to the point that like,
Everything we're at this
things
point
have
is great
come.
movies.
Things have come before it. Like there's been comedy war movies that came before Tropic Thunder and that have come after Tropic
Such as?
Thunder. Stripes, with Bill Murray. You had
MASH.
the Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams, which was fucking phenomenal.
I feel like none
In
of
the
them are
Army
in a
now with
similar
Pauly
vein.
Shore
I
and
can
Andy
argue
Dick.
against Good Morning Vietnam.
Pauly
but-
Shore movie.
Anyway, sorry, Civ. As you were saying.
Well, yeah, and to Mike's point, MASH as well. Although that was a TV show. Although I think they did
Right.
make a movie.
They did make a movie.
They did,
Yeah.
and MASH was what? That was World War II.
No,
No,
that's
Korean.
the Korean War.
Oh, that's a Korean War.
I
Jesus.
know you would know MASH as well, Sif. So
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
He's
No,
born from it,
I
right?
love watching MASH.
MASH is such a
Our
good
uncle
show.
used to watch MASH all the time, and I'd sit down and be like, "What the fuck is this?" He's like, "It's MASH." I'm like, "Weird. This is weird."
Trust me, it's one of those shows that, like now, you would appreciate. It's a solid TV show, even
yeah.
now.
Alan Alta, I think is his name. The one of the main actors.
So
He's
I
been in,
think
like, tons of
Tropic
shit.
Thunder was doing something where, like, during that time, you're getting all those fucking stupid high school comedy bullshits, like the one with Chris Evans and scary movies and things like that, where the comedies
Not
of
another
the
teen
time,
movie,
and
scary movies.
your,
Hold on.
Your Juno.
your Happy Madison shit,
Little
and
Miss
stuff like that.
Sunshine.
Hold on now. Not another teen movie. It was also
It's
a
a great
film.
movie. Yeah, great
Yeah.
movie. I agree. But it was like a completely different genre of comedy you were getting at the time, like Tropic Thunder was coming out.
But those were all like very early 2000s. I saw this when I was in high school, so I think that's a little off.
So it had to
Like
be
Tropic Thunder was 08.
2008 because I was in
Oh, wait.
college.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 But
It
so
was a
yeah,
recession movie.
so it's still the aughts, which is fine because it's fun to argue.
So
with them
you
that
were
decade.
getting like a lot of those types of comedies
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
where it was like the
Yeah.
scary movie type shit and stuff, and it was like this came out and was just absurd. It was
which
absolutely
is-
absurd.
Which was good for the time because we were going through a recession, so everybody needed a little laugh.
A little different of a laugh.
Civ, you're going too far. I was gonna say I just watched Stan Helsing, which is like one of those that came around that time where the scary movies and everything.
That was awful.
It's a terrible, shitty movie. I can turn my brain off and watch that movie. That's how I feel about Tropic Thunder.
Brain.
I can turn my brain
Dude,
off and watch the movie and
there's
chuckle
so
and
many little
laugh. I don't have to
nuances,
think
though.
about things. Yeah, there's stuff that goes on in
There's
it.
little nuances that are just fucking hilarious in that. And then, like, again, with the Tom Cruise, like,
Yeah.
you don't realize that's fucking Tom Cruise dancing around during that. That's during his psychotic period.
And
That's
it
fair.
also had some good references to Platoon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They reference some shit in that. But,
Yeah.
let's put it to vote then.
Yeah. We've been on this for a minute.
Yeah,
We've actually been
I'm
on it
going
for like 11
Get ready,
I'm
minutes.
going Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, I'm going
Tropic Thunder.
Thunder.
Sib's going Silence.
Silence.
All right, so Eric, go ahead.
I'm gonna go Silence.
All right, Joe.
Drop it.
All right, Mike.
So which one of you want to pay me?
I'm not paying you shit.
For the
I'll
vote.
pay you with
Venmo.
my mouth.
Oh God, I don't want that. Tropic Thunder.
We went two different ways there, Civ. I said check your Venmo, and you said mouth.
All right, so Tropic Thunder moves
What's the
on.
difference between working in finance and working in politics, Eric?
Wait, I feel like it's backwards-ish. I don't know.
So Tropic Thunder
Cheers
is
to my
going
raise,
on
boys.
to face the winner of Sucker
yeah.
Punch from Eric versus Rush Hour from Mike and Billy. So who wants to
Take a
start?
shot.
Mike, why don't you start with Rush Hour?
So, viewers, we did say over the break that we took that once a winner's announced, we'll take a shoddy. Al, did you want
Oh,
one?
did everybody already do one?
I
mean, we got-
believe Civ
I did one.
We got to catch up from the previous episodes, though, so we got to catch up a bit.
We don't
You're,
have to
you're
catch up that
drinking for the
much.
previous episodes? What is the matter
No,
with you?
No, I said we got to catch up.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna grab some scotch.
There
I
you go.
also took a shot for my raise at work.
I got mine.
I
And
can
then it's
take it.
expected.
I'm just gonna fill us up now.
Yeah, preemptive. Let it just
I
sit
filled
there
up
and
mine with
stare
ice,
at me.
but that way it stays cold, and I just take a big sip whenever we do the shit.
Anyway, okay. As you were saying, Al, let me scroll.
It is Sucker Punch versus Rush Hour.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
And Mike just stepped away.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here. All right. Do you want to talk a little bit about Rush Hour?
You mean the quintessential buddy cop comedy show or comedy movie of the 90s that is Rush Hour? The premise of having Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker in a movie together when they can't even understand each other is hilarious. And the quote where Chris Tucker is saying, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?" is just how the movie was made. Like that was, them actually speaking to each other. You have a little girl getting stolen in the middle of rush hour traffic, and
Whoa, Civ, why'd your head pop up? That's weird.
My head was down.
I know, I'm just fucking with you. Sorry, keep going, Mike.
and you have the titular sound of that, or I'm sorry, the titular
I hate that word, rewrite.
phrase.
Titular?
Titular.
Yeah, titular
Yeah.
sucks. It's a bad word.
It's appropriate for this context.
Okay.
Read a book.
I read several. Almost
Reading
50 a year.
Rainbow.
Coloring
Anyway.
books don't count. Anyway, you have them say it at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, you have these two characters interact with one another. Clearly, they're not getting along, and then as the movie goes on, they start to have some chemistry with each other. I mean, Joe, you know the scene where they're getting Chinese food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I posted that in the group chat, right?
What a wonderful response, Joe.
No, I already have my vote set though, but it's like I'm on Mike's side, so yeah.
You just have like these two guys that make it entertaining the entire time. And I mean, come on, like both of them are just very good comedic actors. One's good with comedic stunts, the other one is just comedic. And then you have the bloopers between the movies coming out, which everyone stayed after the credits to watch them. Like they're just incredibly entertaining. The whole movie's entertaining. Great dynamic. I don't know what more to say at this point. I don't want to summarize the whole movie.
Sucker Punch is a darker movie than that, yes. And every single time, historically speaking, of us going comedy versus like a different type of movie, it's lost, which is fine. Sucker Punch is one of those where it's someone dealing with trauma in a very interesting way. And I had talked about in an earlier episode where the trailers and everything gave it so much hype, and we were actually talking about this earlier, of like hyping a movie up so much that when you finally see it, you're like, it was all right. They hyped that movie so much that then I watched it and went, whoa, that wasn't what I was expecting, though. This is an amazing movie about a lot of stuff in psychology, like shit where the chick gets lobotomized. They do Chicago on stage. There's a whole bunch of like really fucked up shit going on in this asylum that they're in. It's a lot darker. It's not funny. You're not gonna stay for the end credits. You're gonna walk out of there and go, oh, oh shit, I gotta kind of think about some stuff about like life afterwards. So yeah, all right, you watch the end credits and you laugh and giggle and everything, but Sucker Punch for me was just like one of those ones where I was like, holy shit, that's really fucked up that actually historically happened in the world. It was one of those just like movies that it changed my mind about a lot of like psych stuff and the way that people deal with trauma and PTSD and all of that. So, I mean, it's where I'm at with that.
I mean, Rush Hour has its dark moments where they're talking
really
about their
doesn't.
dads dying. Both their dads
it's all
died
comedy
in the line.
while they're doing that.
They both died in the line of duty, and they both became police officers in honor of their dads. I mean,
God.
does that not tug at the heartstrings?
Not really. Sorry, Jeff.
No, you're good. My mind went somewhere else.
Were you contemplating doing blackface too?
No, not dear God, no, not that. Oh God, I'm just gonna. Okay.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about. All right, we'll put this one to a vote. Unless Mike, you want to keep talking? I mean, I don't know what I said. What I had to say about Sucker Punch.
The villain in that? No, it's not Anthony.
Did you not talk about Emily Browning or whatever?
Yes, Emily Browning. Every single movie or show that
Eric's
she's
like,
ever in. Yeah, no, every single movie that she's ever in, I'm gonna watch, or TV show, because Emily Browning is fucking amazing.
I figured that's where you're done.
No,
I'm finished. I finished.
I do the same thing when I see Jackie Chan
too. Yeah, I don't really watch that many Jackie Chan movies, but that's my own opinion on Jackie Chan.
All right, I'm down for a vote. Where should we start, Joe?
Rush Hour.
Eric?
Sucker Punch.
Sip. Come back.
Yeah.
Rush Hour. Mike?
Rush Hour.
Sip.
I like Rush Hour. The Tucker. What's his face?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah. Yeah, he makes the movie for me. I don't really care too much for Jackie Chan.
All right, so we'll see Tropic Thunder face Rush Hour next round.
Oh, I mean, God damn.
You got two comedies.
Joe,
going
shut up.
against
I
each
will
other.
fucking. I'll Iron Claw you, fucker.
I hope you fucking do. My safety words keep going.
Yes, I know. Banana. Shawshank automatically moved on, and it will face the winner of Catch Me If You Can versus Happy Gilmore. Sid, do you want to start, or should we?
Are we gonna do our round shot?
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
We don't have to do one for Shawshank because that was an auto. Take a breather, boys.
Do it. Do it for what's the guy's name? Burks. The guy who's the first guy?
Brooks.
Brooks. Do it for Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
All
right. So, Catch Me If You Can. Great fucking movie. Based on a lie, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Essentially.
So
a false truth.
Yeah. Okay. Based on a lie. All right, politician. It's based on a lie.
Well, it's
good
based
movie,
off
though.
of facts that were
Leo was
sent.
fucking good. Leo was fucking good in that movie. He was fantastic. Happy Gilmore, probably in my opinion, the best Adam Sandler movie. I fucking love that movie. Joe has something to say, I feel like.
My fingers hurt.
Okay, great.
I highly do to say that to me.
That's
All right,
arthritis,
Chubbs.
buddy.
All right, Chubbs, you're doing great.
I like turtles.
R.I.P. Chubbs.
Yes, correct. That's why Happy Gilmore should just move on. That is my argument now that Sid brought that up. Let's talk about that.
No, you're not allowed to just force something forward.
Yeah.
In honor of him, it should move on. You've lost a legend.
Sid,
Uh,
think of it this way: if you don't
You
vote Happy
can't
Gilmore, you
force
actually hate
a
golf.
movie forward.
Not only
That's
is he
unfair.
racist.
I don't see your name on a tower. You're not allowed to do that.
Look, I love Happy Gilmore. I would have to actually agree with Alex that I think it is Adam Sandler's best movie, next to probably, I would even,
Hubie
for
Halloween.
me, no.
I thought he was going to say
Grown
Waterboy.
Ups.
Okay.
No,
Grown Ups. She's
Grown
like,
Ups. I think that's a pretty good film. I like David Spade, so.
You're My Son, or whatever the fuck that movie was. Jack and Jill. You know,
Oh,
the best.
God,
The
no.
best.
Oh,
of
it's-
That's
You're
let
my
just
boy, I
stop
think.
derailing. Let him go.
Yeah. But yeah,
Let
no,
the
I
boy
mean,
cook.
Catch Me If You Can is, look, I think
It's Tom
I don't
Hanks chasing him,
I,
right?
who? Yeah, Tom Hanks is
Hanks,
chasing
yeah.
him. It's a great cast
It's a
lineup.
good movie,
Leo, Tom
His
Hanks,
dad was somebody,
Christopher
wasn't
Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken.
I don't know. Was Leo's dad in it?
he? No. I was saying Leo's dad in that was somebody.
It was Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah, Christopher Walken
Yeah.
was his dad. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like one of those fun movies to kind of just pop on and see, and like a ton of fucking like shows and like cartoons have referenced it. Simpsons were, probably one of the
Simpsons references everything.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because I don't really think Catch Me If You Can really classifies itself as a comedy. Although it does
I
have its
disagree. I
funny
think there's
moments.
some comedy moments in there.
There's
hold on,
comedy moments in it. I don't think it's a comedy, but yeah, no, I
let
mean,
me put it this way: who are we putting up to get crushed by Shawshank next round?
oh, I mean, honestly, if it were my vote, I would probably vote for either one of these movies over Shawshank.
I think Shawshank and Happy Gilmore will be a good fight.
I have a place in my heart for Catch Me If You Can. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So I think it could absolutely crush Shawshank. Happy Gilmore, yeah, it's a comedy versus a serious movie, so it'll probably win over it. But Catch Me If You Can, it's one of the movies that I think is just quintessential and like, here's how like con men worked before the internet existed.
Are you sure about that?
What?
There's Ponzi schemes. The
This is-
1920s.
I just said before the internet worked, there was
Wall
like,
Street.
There was Jack the Ripper.
the
Zodiac
U.S.
Killer.
government.
The police.
Fuck you, Eric. You beat me by a
But
second.
no, it was a dude like soaking toy airplanes with a model airplane of what Pan Am had, and like taking those stickers and putting it on a badge to make a flight license for himself to be
Again,
a
the story
pilot.
wasn't true.
Again, the story's not true. That's fine. I don't give a shit about that. It was.
It's
I
not
watched it. I watched it as a
entirely
film. I
true.
didn't realize it was a real movie until the end of the movie, where they're like, "And this was a real guy that we hired at the FBI." And it's like, well, that guy just fucking worked for the FBI and fucking literally tricked everyone. Interesting.
Yeah, well, like
They
it bothers
dramatized
me.
it.
It
They
bothers-
made it a good movie.
It bothers me that Catch Me If You Can is completely a work of fiction, and Happy Gilmore, true story, 100% happened.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it wasn't ever supposed to be played that way. One of these movies were supposed to be played like it was real.
Yeah, and Happy
Nobody-
Gilmore knocked it out of the park.
Nobody
Well,
asked Happy
actually-
Gilmore if it was real.
Happy Gilmore would have been kicked off the PGA had it been real.
I know the rules.
Hey, Civ,
He
I
earned that
went
gold
I went
jacket.
to a driving range with you, and what I tell you, you took a video of me shooting something, and our buddy over in California literally goes, "You hit a golf ball like a hockey player," and I go, "'Cause I am." I
You're
am
that
a
guy.
hockey player.
According to
you,
you, according to
Oh, you
USGA
just
code 20.1 B/.
Yo, that was fucking weird. Yo, I kept hearing the audio and he was moving but not talking. That was like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese animatronic fuck up. Like that was fucking weird.
Joe, your headset is having a moment again.
So now we're back on the Fazbear Freddy was real, but nobody actually saw that when they were in Chuck E. Cheese.
So the world is a simulation, and everyone needs to realize that it's a simulation. The birds are owned by the government, and anyway,
Alright, so
who's gonna be
seriously
talking
though,
about
like,
what?
Eric's argument about Catch Me If You Can is bullshit.
No, and all right, one of my favorite quotes from Catch Me If You Can is, "Why do the Yankees always win? Because they wear stripes."
You messed up the quote.
Did I mess up the quote? Then Mike, give me.
And we let Happy Gilmore go on.
Then Mike,
I'm
give
gonna
me the
have
quote.
to vote for Happy Gilmore at this point.
Yeah, Eric, you're doing terrible.
I'm trying. I'm just trying over here.
Do you know why the Yankees win? It's because
Why?
of the pinstripes.
Yeah.
Pinstripes. Not stripes, pinstripes. It's important. As
So
a
I
New
messed up
Yorker, you should know that.
So I messed up one word.
Eric only pretends.
Ah,
He lives in
Mike,
fucking
don't-
Jersey too long.
Don't kid him. He's from Jersey.
I messed up one word, and all of a sudden the quote's wrong. Fuck you.
You mess up the whole word. It's like one word.
Not only did you mess up the quote, you messed up the movie. Let's vote. Happy Gilmore.
I'm voting
You're gonna
Happy
die,
Gilmore.
man! Happy Gilmore.
Catch me if you can.
Catch Me If You Can.
Wow. God damn it. You just did that because I voted Happy Gilmore.
No, I was going for Catch Me If You Can the entire time, you fucking cunt.
Damn it!
And
My movie would have won.
Well, that
I
was pretty nice. That's gonna be
legitimately-
cut.
I legitimately wanted Catch Me If You Can to win because I do enjoy that movie.
It's a great
It's a
fucking
good movie. I enjoy it, but
I mean, you got Christopher Walken, and the entire time I was watching it, I
You
couldn't
don't
help
have
but
Christopher
feel like
Sitton. You don't have Christopher Lane. You have Christopher Walken.
the entire time I watched it, I couldn't help but feel like he's the same character from Pulp Fiction. Am I wrong? Am I the
No.
only one who sees it?
Yes, you are the only one
Nope.
that sees it.
nope.
Well,
So Skyfall from Civ versus Clerks 2 for a show.
Fuck!
Nope. Let's talk Civ.
Alright,
Alright,
problem here
no,
is-
no, hold on. Which one's Skyfall? Give it to me again. You had to give it to me last time. Which one's Skyfall?
Yeah, Skyfall is
wait, can you do the intro music? I think that'll get everyone going.
yeah.
Guy,
No, I got I fall
No,
on the
stop,
sky.
stop.
Fall.
No, seriously. Like, which one is Skyfall?
He gets
Um,
shot off in the train in the beginning.
All right,
Yeah.
ready? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's let Joe talk about the Donkey Show.
Well, I was gonna say,
Joe,
you'll be-
go.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Joe, go.
Okay, did you ever?
Okay,
go
hold on, wait.
Keep
go.
going.
Order
If
in the
you
court.
stop interrupting
Order in the
me-
court. He's leading. He's leading questions for these arguments. One of you
Yeah,
two
that's
need
all
to
we're
make an
saying.
argument for either movie.
Joe
Oh.
wants to talk about a Donkey Show.
Can I talk? Am I okay? Am I
Yeah,
You're
talk
allowed
about
to
it.
talk. Alex, stop.
Yo, baby, did you ever asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? Okay.
Wait, was that in Clerks 2?
Nope.
That was in Clerks 2, but
That was
That's
in
Clerks
Jay and
2.
Silent Bob.
Oh shit.
Yeah, keep going.
Why don't we have to talk about Kinky Kelly and the sexy stud?
Yeah.
You don't
okay, that's
have
Clerks
to.
2.
You don't have to talk about it. Talk about Clerks 2.
are we
Why
talking
not
about
Pillow
Helen
Cake?
Keller?
Yeah. No, you're thinking of Anne Frank.
Why doesn't Helen Keller talk about
Okay,
Helen
Joe,
Keller?
why is that a quote that you have thought of? Now we're just doing like therapy on Joe. So what?
I'm fucking drinking. I'm drinking Stone Cold beer, and we're doing shit. Oh wait, I didn't do a shot the last time too.
Joe's like, I picked the movie?
I did something at one point.
I'm sorry, a movie of mine is still alive? Holy shit.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Damn, son.
Why is Clerks 2 on your list? Explain.
So, Clerks 1's great. Clerks 2's a little bit better. Unfortunately, I still need to see Clerks 3. But
You don't.
I think Clerks 3 is...
Aw.
Yeah. Clerks 2 is great.
There's only one reason fucking Clerks 2 beat Fellowship of the Ring. Him doing the impression of Hobbit.
They have Clerks 2 not only destroying another movie inside it between Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Like, you want to see the first movie? Here's the second movie. Ready for the third?
Fucking
Fucking
head.
A. You guys have none from that shit. But no, I think Clerks 2 is pretty good because it's like you have the same characters, they go through the same shit, but they're still like learning and growing and going through life. And sure the scene changes and all, but it's like they all still go together, and you gotta watch out for pickle fuckers. So,
all right, so
I just want Eric's reaction from that. That's all.
Just the fact that you don't
Clerks?
have the. May your first son be an immaculate son.
Yeah. Oh God, I said it out loud.
you never go ask them out.
Yeah.
But sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's okay to go ask them out.
Yeah.
Look,
And
Clerks
then
2 is
Randall
one of
popping
my-
his head out and going, "I fucking knew it."
Yeah.
Now I lived in Jersey, and these movies are based in Jersey, so that's absolutely like something that has happened in my life.
Yeah, no, look, Clerks 2 is one of my, like Kevin Smith, his movies. Like, I love all of them. Clerks 2, hands down, is one of my favorites. I remember when I first watched it, I was in the studio and I was watching it with Greg and a couple people in there, and it was like
Bunch of
it was
Philly
one of the
boys
most
watching a Jersey movie, which is fucking hilarious to me.
it was one of the most like wild things that I had watched like up until that point in terms of like comedies. And just like the entire movie is just one punchline after the next, and I fucking love it. Problem here is that I hate to be arguing against it, but with Skyfall, it's one of those Bond movies where I think it's really one of the best Bond movies out there, where you have the villain in it. I forget his name. I think it was
It was bad.
in the movie. In the movie, it was Sylvia or Silva.
Yeah, wasn't it also Mads Mikkelsen?
No.
No, he was
No.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem. That was it.
Yeah.
And he
Um,
tried. I
and
remember the one scene with the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. He like takes his like teeth
Yes,
out and
he
everything.
failed cyanide. That's why he's the villain. It's like you.
And
guys
like
didn't-
he was like former MI6, and now he's like coming back to exact revenge on M, and it's like M, who's been in the series from the very beginning, I think.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, Judi Dench, phenomenal actress.
Excuse me, Dame Judi Dench.
But like
Get it right.
he comes back, he's trying to exact his revenge, and like they try to like Bond gets knocked off at the beginning, like Joe was saying, when he gets shot on the train. And then it's like they have to rebuild his skills while also going after this villain who's trying to take down M, who Bond's been loyal to his entire time with MI6. And the one scene, I think one of the best scenes from the movie is near the end when he's back at I think his childhood home in Scotland, and the
He's like
Silva
on, like,
comes
the countryside.
Yeah, and like Silva comes rolling up in this like black helicopter, blasting this one blues song that I fucking love, and then just starts like shooting up the house and everything, and it's like big firefight, and then they meet in the church, and ultimately the scene ends, and M unfortunately ends her time in the whole Bond
Right.
saga and whatnot. But it's just from the beginning to the end with the
95 years now,
betrayals and the what?
No, sorry, they're at like 95 years, I believe, currently. They did the 75.
Something like
ago.
that. Yeah, I mean Skyfall I think was 2012.
Yeah.
So it's It's got a little
So
some years on
so
it.
75 year was
2012, yeah.
Yeah.
2012, and then so yeah, we're pushing up to the I guess 80s and 95, almost 100 years of James Bond. I grew up
Yeah.
with the shit. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, like, and Daniel Craig too is just. I mean, you've had a whole roster of people who've played James Bond throughout the many years that it's been. And I mean, obviously, you have the classics with Sean Connery, Sir Roger Moore, Pierce Bronson. But I mean, Daniel Craig really kind of brought James Bond into the 21st century with the new films, whatnot. I think he's probably right up there with Sean Connery.
I was gonna say
The
with,
modern
with,
era. Sorry, Joe, keep going.
Yeah, the modern era Bond.
well, like I was gonna say, you have all the spy techs and everything like throughout the first like few Daniel Craig movies. Like, oh, here's like this, here's that. But like with that scene with like the house and stuff, oh, we don't have gadgets. They just did regular booby traps. Like here's ammo. Here's like a wooden floor where if they step on it, it activates like these shotgun shells. Boom, fire. Like
Yeah, they flip a switch, the light switch, and all the pellets come out of the glass.
So it's like a good switch up of like,
sockets.
this like cell phone's also a gun if you fold it. It's like, oh no, like yeah, we got like 17 rounds and 3 guns and like 5 knives. It's like, okay, let's fuck these guys up, and they do that.
Right. Before we go to a vote or anything, I do want to ask, who's everyone's favorite James Bond? Because I've watched all of them,
Sean
Roger
Connery.
Moore and all of them, Sean Connery and Pierce and all of them, and there's several others beforehand that I'm not naming. I don't
Timothy
remember their
Dalton.
names. Timothy Dalton. It's fucking awesome. Is that yours? Is that your favorite?
So if I'm talking about classic James Bonds and shit,
Classic.
yeah,
That's
like
what I'm asking
Timothy
for.
Dalton, but I grew up with Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan
Yeah.
I grew up with, but Sean Connery's my favorite. Always been my favorite.
You know,
I think they all played a role for the generation that they
That
came
they
in.
served. Yeah, no,
That they served.
this has nothing to do with the argument for Skyfall whatsoever. I was just
No.
curious.
But that's the thing. I think it's hard to say that like one's better than the next because I don't think Daniel Craig would even be able to hold water to Sean Connery in the generation of James Bond that he played. I don't think Daniel Craig can really play that like womanizing James Bond.
So I'll
No,
give,
but I love Daniel Craig in his roles.
I'll
He's
give you
fucking
this.
awesome.
The books about James Bond, Daniel Craig is the only one who actually looks like how he's described and acted the exact way that he's supposed to be. Daniel Craig is the only James Bond that was the truest way that he was written in the books.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awesome. Now I grew up. Pierce Brosnan was the James Bond when I was seeing James Bond movies when I was a kid. Like fucking awesome. Never. I was like, oh, he's great. He's awesome.
Oh, Die Another Day, fucking phenomenal.
Oh, Die Another Day. Oof.
You know, I will say.
Vote though.
All right, now we're just ranting about James Bond. What's up, Mike?
I do want to go ahead and say, I think Daniel Craig is my favorite iteration of James Bond because, like you said, he's the most accurate to the books.
Truest. He is the truest James Bond.
I will say, Casino Royale, probably the most like an actual James Bond novel than any other James Bond that has come out because you didn't have crazy action like in the other James Bonds.
Right.
It was very subtle. And Daniel Craig was the guy who could do that.
Right.
And I will say,
Skyfall was like the Fast and Furious James Bond of all of the James Bonds that have come out in our entire lifetime. That was the most Fast and Furious version of it. So I don't know if I can vote for it. That's all I'm saying. It was very Fast and Furious on its parts.
But see,
I think it needed to be. It needed to be that way. The movie was
to move Daniel Craig forward as well. But
no, not even just to move Daniel Craig forward, but the storyline was set up that way because of
Pierce Brosnan.
Not because. Well, the Pierce Brosnan movies always started with, in the very beginning, he was with one woman, and then he met another woman in the middle of the movie, and then he ended with that woman at the end.
And all right, so what was Skyfall? Was Ana de Armas? No, that was Casino Royale.
No, I don't think he ended with any woman at the end of Skyfall. Skyfall was pure action from
He
beginning
ended
to
with
end.
Judi Dench.
Well, he did it with. Well, technically,
Judi
he also
Dench.
ended. He also ended with the woman who was his partner at the beginning, who had to shoot him off the train because she took over for
Moneypenny.
Moneypenny.
Oh, Moneypenny. Gotcha. All right, cool.
Moneypenny. Yeah. Yeah, which also like the names in James Bond, like Q, M, Moneypenny, like fucking awesome name. Pussy
Oh,
Galore. Goldfinger. Odd
So-
Job.
Hey,
So we're
hey
looking
man,
at all these.
hey
So
man.
we're looking at all
The
these movies.
60s,
If-
70s, and 80s movies were a bit different when they named people.
All right.
Tits
Oh.
McGee. What?
But
I'm thinking everyone's gonna vote for this. We just talked about James Bond for probably like the last like 10 and a half minutes.
Oh
I think
yeah,
the
we want to
voting-
go to
I think it's
voting.
all-
We want to go to voting.
I think it's all Skyfall right now.
No, I'm going
Maybe.
Clerks.
I'm going Skyfall.
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 Damn it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, like look, if it was up against that in a movie, I probably would have went Clerks too.
Do it.
Yeah.
I fucking love Clerks too.
Take the shot like James Bond did in the beginning.
Actually,
All
can,
right,
the
can this
whole-
take the shot like Clerks 2 did off the train?
So
But, like,
come-
From mixing up Helen Keller and Anne Frank and that joke to the whole like, did Mr. Dante just call Randall a and just like everything
yes.
going up like in that like everything. I just love it. So
Which goes back to the whole Tropic Thunder argument, where it's like, oh, you can't make that movie now. It's like they did it with Clerks 2 back in the day, and then Clerks 3 had the same shit in it. And it's like you can do it if you make
Yeah.
a movie the right way, where you're like, this is the realm I'm creating the world in, which is just New Jersey, or New
Yeah.
York, or Philly.
and it's like almost like that Scott Pilgrim moment that you had, Eric, when you got to college and
Well,
changed
okay.
and changed with Clerks 3. I mean,
All right, so Skyfall is going to the next round to face The Raid from Mike versus Pulp Fiction from Civ and Billy. How long do we have to talk about this one?
We don't. It's Pulp Fiction.
All right.
I love The Raid, but I love
hey,
Pulp
what
Fiction more.
again?
Wait, so we got another victory? You gotta take a shot.
Oh, motherfucker!
Ah, I do have a full shot over here.
So we got The Prestige from me versus Boondock Saints from Mike.
I probably should have ate something before we did this.
You're drinking it now.
You're
Oh, good. I don't have.
Calories.
I don't have any more movies. I don't have to argue. Oh,
All right.
thank God.
Al, do
So-
you want to start it off?
Yeah, so I mean, Boondock Saints, great movie. It was fun. I feel like we all grew up in time where it was enjoyable, but go back
There
and watch
was a
that
time.
shit. Go back and watch that shit. I don't know, man. It's one of those movies that was like
You guys are what rock?
it was of a time. And go watch The Prestige right now. That fucking movie is fantastic.
As someone who
It is
grew
going to make you think some things. It's going to make you look the other way. It immediately starts off telling you, like, what you see is not what you think. And it fucking leads you on a road. And the acting is fucking phenomenal. The way Christian Bale portrays two fucking characters is insane in that movie.
and commitment to the finger.
It is so fucking good.
Ah.
And Boondock Saints, great action movie of our time. It was enjoyable, but it's definitely one of those movies that's like, go back and look at it. It's all right. So, Mike, go ahead.
So,
Okay.
I will change that argument because Boondock Saints was an indie movie. Didn't have a big studio behind it. You had no real name actors aside from William Dafoe in there, who nailed it.
But look what you created.
No, their dad. Their dad was also a famous
Hideo
actor.
Kojima has created a monster.
Okay. Oh, let Mike finish his argument. Let Mike finish his
Let
argument.
Mike go.
You do realize your argument falls flat on me. I have a picture of Big Boss as my avatar. I am completely fine that this launched the career of Norman Reedus and eventually the Funky Fetus. just the movie was way more fun, way more comedic than I was expecting. I was expecting just some run of the mill vigilante film of two brothers going out shooting
You're just the
criminals.
Armada Estrada. Sorry.
And instead you end up with two characters whom have a brotherhood between three guys because they also have their friend Rocco. And then they end up
best.
recruiting William Dafoe, who was supposed to be investigating them.
And William
And they
Dafoe
take
in drag is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's the only thing the Spider-Man films missed out on.
I was just about to make a joke about the Green Gobliner.
Listen, right now they've got William Dafoe in the movie and William Shatner supporting it. So what
Wait,
I'm
what?
saying
William
is
Shatner?
Prestige,
William Shatner supporting
the
it? What the fuck?
Prestige
What
has
the William Shatner
all
wasn't
these
even in that.
amazing actors in the movie, and it's something that you don't expect. You have no clue what's going to happen. You're not expecting a twist, and they fucking destroy it in the end. It is one of those reveals that is insane, and you got fucking Alfred from fucking Dark Knight showing up, Michael Caine, and
Didn't you have the same thing with the
Sim
Boondock
understands what
Saints?
just happened.
You have
In
a film
the end.
where you don't know what's going to happen, and up until the end, you're just kind of like, where is this going to go? So,
Kind of
and
like
you
Willy Wonka in a way.
like if you put the same actors from
You
the
can walk your
Prestige
own
in
Willy,
the
Sif.
Boondock Saints, or the same actors from the Boondock Saints in the Prestige, you're probably going to see that Boondock
Okay,
Saints
Mike,
is a better movie.
Because the actors are better in the
No,
Prestige.
no. So you have you have high-paying actors in the Prestige. Cool, awesome. All right, the twist is awesome, but the Boondock Saints was even released in Boston, where like all of those end credits things that like they have people talking about the Boondock Saints in
Yeah,
Boston.
Eric was the kid that won
Yeah.
Batman, Superman, and the Boondock Saints on
Okay,
the
no, but they're like talking about, it was like, oh yeah, we heard about the Boondock Saints. And it was just a bunch of like Boston people just like fucking lying about knowing this. It was like they're pretending to be a news report and everything. But you have Norman Reedus. I forget the other actor's name and the other actor's name, but you have like William Dafoe like saying it's a firefight, like recreating everything and all of that. Like it's a really cool look at early 90s Boston and the way that like Boston wasn't a safe place for a really long time. And like back in the 80s, New York wasn't a safe place for a long time. So you had a lot of those 80s and 70s movies that were about how like New York wasn't safe. This is like 90s Boston not being safe, and it was so funny. And then you have Rocco, which Mike had referenced. Rocco just running in like, "Oh yeah, I'm part of the Italian family and everything." And it's like, "Well, they call you the funny man." And he's like, "Yeah, because I make them laugh." And it's like, "No, because you're a fucking joke." And then the first mission that the two brothers have to assassinate someone is Rocco was literally sent there to die. And it's like, oh, are you funny? Are you a funny man? And everything, and like pointing a gun in his face. It's a really cool gang movie, like for those early 90s, 2000s type of things. I love that movie.
I do too. I think it's just a fun movie that you don't expect it to be as good as it is. Like the film quality is terrible.
That's not terrible, but
I mean it's nowhere near the Prestige because like obviously you have a bigger budget with the Prestige. They had better cameras behind it. Like Boondock Saints, I went in expecting a very average movie and I was blown away by how good it was. And while the Prestige does have that going for it, the fact that the Boondock Saints has elevated itself and it's a cult classic film as
Mike,
well.
Would you say you're blown away?
I
Like
don't think it's elevated itself.
Mike, would you say you're blown away like Rocco's girlfriend's cat?
I was gonna be more blown
Is
away
it
by
dead?
Willem Dafoe.
That I'm Rocco's girlfriend's cat, and you guys are Rocco to my movies.
Well, I haven't
first
seen
off-
you walk across the street to a 7-Eleven without sucking 3 dicks.
So
I
first
can
off,
get by
Joe,
I
a pack
fucked
of
that
fucking
up, but-
smokes.
Joe, you realize that Wolverine is in the Prestige, right?
Yeah, you used that
Okay.
argument last time. I mean, look at him. He still died in Logan.
I tried to save you.
It's one of my funniest moments, too, is just me and my buddies smoking weed, watching the Boondock Saints, and then the cat getting blown up, and then we're just like, what the fuck just happened? And then the chick walking in, or not even the chick walking in, it was just the one dude going, is it dead? And it just splattered on the wall. It's like, let me rewind that for you. Let me rewind. It absolutely is.
I-
Go ahead, give me the cat's name. Go ahead, tell me the cat's fucking name.
When was the last time you guys watched the Boondock Saints?
Last month.
A while.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 months ago.
St. Patrick's Day last year.
It's
That
one
is
of those
so
movies that does not hold
specific.
up very well.
We've just been talking about it for the past 10 minutes of how it holds up.
I know you've been putting me to sleep.
Yeah, and when's the last time you watched The Prestige?
I watched that actually pretty recently.
Cool.
We
Civ.
watched that pretty recently. What the
Civ,
fuck are you talking about?
Civ, when did you watch Prestige?
It's been a while, but
Yeah,
I know
alright,
it's been a
Joe,
while.
when
I know
did you
it's-
watch it?
The Prestige?
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah, it's a good movie though. It's worth rewatching. It's
Cool,
got
so you
tons of
have-
actors, and the whole fucking turn on it is insane.
So if that was an argument for a movie to be voted for, Boondock Saints, Mike watched it a month ago, and I watched it a couple months ago.
Boondock
I
Saints
fucking
was one
watched
of
a
those-
chick flick like 2 days ago. Does that mean that's better than either of these two?
I
fucking
watched The
movies?
Proposal, and I watched a bunch of rom-coms this
All right,
past
the
week.
proposal. The proposal is a fucking fraud of a chick flick movie. No, no.
The Proposal is actually pretty funny, though.
So Boondock Saints is one of those movies that like you saw when you were in high school or some shit, and you need to rewatch it because you seem to think you're one of those characters.
No, I just
Not at all,
It's not
man.
like Fight
I
Club.
watched it
it's
a
not
month
Fight
ago.
Club shit. It's like
It's a lot like Fight Club shit. Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well, whatever it is, it's definitely losing to Dewey Cox next round.
All right, let's put it to a vote.
all right, go for it. Eric,
Boondock Saints, obviously.
Jeff.
Boondocks.
All right, Mike's going Boondocks.
Yep.
Civ.
Prestige.
Yeah, I figured. And
I like William
go
Shatner.
Prestige.
Take a shot.
Shatner's character.
Yeah, the shot's there, Joe. Calm down.
I'm doing a shot of beer this time.
Yeah, I think that's where we're about to move.
Uh,
All right, so
Joe,
we
for the
will
next
move
round,
on.
can you
Dewey
do an
Cox
enema?
versus Hal's Moving Castle. Anybody arguing for Hal's? Eric, you recently finally watched it.
Oh, I'll absolutely argue for Hal's.
Hal's
This
is
is a
very
perfect time for
good.
me to go take a piss. Yeah.
All in favor, of Dewey Cox? Say
Yeah.
aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
then what's the next movie? All right.
How's Moon Castle?
I've seen Howl's Moving
And then
Castle.
and then
It's
it's both
great.
die. All right, give me like 30 seconds. Someone argue. You guys argue.
The eyes
Oh, boy.
have it.
Wait, Joe. Wait, before you go.
Give the music.
Oh, we are.
No,
doing a
we're
break?
not. Ignore him. So Dark Knight moves on automatically.
I liked his little run while he was going to the bathroom.
So Joe SpongeBob is gonna face Old Boy versus Eric and Mike.
Can we just vote oh boy?
No.
No,
Yes.
no,
No.
nope, nope. I need to hear some arguments.
That's why I needed a break.
Nope, I want to hear arguments.
Hey, Eric, do you have that hammer?
Who's going to lose
Oh,
against
yeah.
Dark Knight?
Do you have hammer? I need.
Oh, Seth, stop talking like that. I'm getting really hard.
So Eric and Mike are here, so go ahead and start arguing for Old Boy.
Well, Joe's not here.
Yeah, but he can come back.
No, that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
go for
no,
it.
what the fuck?
Let's see what
No.
you got.
No.
We're not going to talk about it and then have Joe miss it.
And then
Let
Joe
the
literally
record
just jumped up
show.
for nothing.
Joe doesn't
Let the
need to
record
hear what the
show.
old boy argument
No,
is.
this
He's
is-
going SpongeBob.
No, this is exactly where we take a break, and there you go. That's what I was saying.
The audience.
Let's go out for a smoke.
Yeah, but
No,
you're
I
also trying
think-
to force something along the lines of
Nah,
old boys.
I think Joe's gonna vote for SpongeBob either way. So
I don't think he is.
Oh, he's definitely voting SpongeBob
We'll see.
Yep.
because I'm likely voting MacGruber. Hey, he's back. Do.
He didn't do any music beforehand. I'm gonna
Wait.
piss and grab a smoke.
Did you
So,
put a blanket over
Joe-
you?
Joe, we have SpongeBob versus Old Boy.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
SpongeBob's your boy.
When we get back or now?
Well, Eric's wandering off.
We're all saying. What I miss?
We're almost done. We only got a couple left. We only have 3 left.
And then we're gonna be. Oh God, that's gonna be shorter episodes. So our viewers can take a break more.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we're gonna be drinking.
Well, while
we're gonna
Eric's
be-
gone, we might as well get into the
Eric's
SpongeBob
running away
arguments.
because he knows SpongeBob's gonna win.
You know, so, is that why he walked? Really?
No, that's not why he walked
running.
away.
Yeah,
He's running.
He's
Calling
he's
him.
afraid. He's
He's
afraid
running.
old boy's gonna lose.
Fine, I'm gonna do the vert. Like, hold on a second.
He bet the mortgage on it in Vegas.
Baby, come back. I love you.
You come back.
I just texted him that.
You can blame it all on me.
So
Should we do a should we
should we
do a
ask-
pod should we do a podcast all in person the night before your wedding?
We
Twas
could.
the night before Joe's wedding, and all through the house not a creature was stirring.
So-
Not even a SpongeBob.
Not even-
I'll be right back.
So, so we are doing a break.
Yep.
Eric, when you're
Break.
editing this, here you go. Fuck yeah.
All right, welcome back. So the Dark Knight moved on, and it's going to face the winner. Thanks, Joe. So it's
Okay.
gonna Dark Knight is going to face the winner of SpongeBob movie versus Old Boy. Eric and Mike. Old Boy, let's go. What do you got?
All right, Mike, you
You
got a little
have-
bit about old boy, or I got old boy. You got old boy.
I actually
Mike,
watched
for the
it.
Mike, for the love of fucking God, don't let Eric argue for your movie.
I'm put everyone to sleep on this movie. Mike, go first.
I watched Old Boy a few days ago. It's on Netflix. Anyone who wants to watch it now.
American or Korean?
Wait, hold on.
There's only
What
one
does-
version, the Korean.
The Korean version. Perfect.
Can I ask a question? Can I interject? Real quick.
I guess.
Yeah.
What does I watched a movie 3 days ago mean? I watch Pornhub like every fucking day.
Okay, that's not. No.
I mean,
Old
I'm trying to
Boy
get
is-
to the point, but I mean, you're
Yeah.
having a tism moment.
You're disrupting the argument that Mike has.
It's not hard to do.
There are 2 different versions of the movie. The actual version of the movie is Korean that you have to watch.
Yeah,
Mike.
why would anybody have any fucking interest in watching a Korean movie?
You'll hear it from Mike in a second.
Because you have probably one of the greatest twists in any movie that comes along. You have basically a modern retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo in Old Boy.
100%. 100%.
Like, phenomenal movie where you have a guy who is hell-bent on revenge, trying to figure out why he's locked away for over 10 years. And he spends those 10 years
And by
trying
over
to-
10 years, it turns out to be like 16 years.
Yeah.
You want to hear about twists? Here's a twist for you. How about
How long is-
SpongeBob not becoming Krusty Krab manager?
You want to hear a twist? How about me getting through a segment without you fucking interrupting?
You weren't talking.
I wasn't.
I've been,
I'm
I've been
trying
more
to
quiet
continue.
than Joe on this podcast.
I'm quieter than Jill on this podcast. Love it. Civ.
Talk, but then I can't get my words through. Everyone interrupts me.
Joe, we didn't say you're allowed to talk. Go back in your cage.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Go back in your cage. Sit down.
No, old boy.
Oh god, I just spilled on my computer desk.
Oh no, I spilt everywhere.
No, it's got nothing.
All right, this is turning into a regular episode. Old Boy is one of those movies where
I'm
you
sorry, we're
don't
talking about
know.
movies. I just love Chewie behind Alex. He's just burrowing in the blanket.
Yeah, look, you see the blanket?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's like, oh, this
hey,
movie's
all
great.
your
There's a dog.
listeners, look at the video. You can see Chewie trying to burrow himself into the fucking comforter.
Hold up. SpongeBob should be disqualified.
No,
Joe
okay, shut
has
up,
sabotaged
Mike.
this movie by suggesting shots up until this point.
He sabotaged
Joe is
us.
playing-
Oh, I get it. I see what you're saying, Mike. He sabotaged us.
Oh, Squidward.
Joe has been playing 3D chess.
No, but Old
No,
Boy is one
I-
of those movies that, like, it is extremely...
It's not
let
3D
Eric
chess.
go.
It's
Let Joe,
extreme.
let Eric go.
It's an extremely good movie. Action, fighting, and everything throughout the entire movie is so good, and then it ends with a twist that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It is cinematic beauty, like the Korean version of Old Boy. They did do it with what's his face? They did the American
Josh
version of it.
Brolin and
Josh
Sam
Brolin
Jackson.
and Sam Jackson, and it just wasn't the same. But the Korean version, that's the movie that I put on my list, and I believe that's what you put on your list, was the Korean version of this,
Mm-hmm.
is so amazing. One, it gives you a look into, like, the reality of Korean lifestyles, and then Korean gang. And,
Mhm.
like, the dad, the main character, he did something screwed up to one person and then spent 15 years in exile and in a locked up prison for not knowing what he did, like kind of Yakuza stuff, where he was like, I don't know what I did wrong. And I'm trying to figure it out. And then he tries to figure it out when they finally release him. And it really turns into a fucked up story, but you look back on his lifestyle in the Yakuza and everything, and it's like, well, that's also really fucked up too, but
Can I
the way the
interject?
whole jump in.
Sorry. I just wanted to say you also have a villain in this movie who is always 10 steps ahead of the protagonist.
Yeah.
No matter what this guy is doing to find out, the villain basically comes out in the middle of the movie and saying, "Oh yeah, I locked you up, but you know, and you can kill me right now. Here, I have a remote that'll stop my heart. But if you
can
press
click
it,
the button, yeah.
you will never know why I locked you away for 16 years."
Yeah. Which that was like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Right? Or you said 45? Like
It's a little bit
it's almost
in.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's in the beginning. It's just because like you have that long time frame where the guy is locked away, and you have this guy who really is just. I can't imagine what it would be like to be locked away for 16 years in the same room, eating the same dumplings day in and day out, which is exactly how he finds the next clue.
And then he ends up with hair like me. And yeah, I
just
Can we hear Joe?
Jeff.
Joe, talk about SpongeBob.
Oh, now? I
You goofy
know
goober.
they're done. Bruh. So pretty much SpongeBob came out. Of course, it's like Alex. Like, let's hear Joe's argument. I want to pet the dog. It's like Alex wins his argument. He's actually playing with the dog right now. So I would go with SpongeBob because like we grew up watching SpongeBob, and to me, it's like I felt like it was the first animated movie to go see in theaters and get that experience.
That's
like, sure,
fine.
you have Rugrats, you have Hey Arnold. I don't know if they were in theaters. I don't remember that. I remember actually going to see SpongeBob itself. They did a cat dog movie That was on TV. SpongeBob was in theaters. They got a bunch of celebrities, and they travel this Shell City. They got the crown back for King Neptune and saved Mr. Krabs. Eventually, in the end, SpongeBob became manager. So it shows that, over time, someone can grow up and be in charge, and that's what SpongeBob did. He got in charge of the Krusty Krab too. Even though it was
I
next
had
door.
Did you see my
Mike,
underwear?
Do you
Mike,
want to?
you didn't.
No, Patrick. Do you want to? No. No, Patrick.
Mike, you didn't have the Nickelodeon movies in theaters when you were a kid because I'm only a year older than you. But hey, Joe saw all of those in the movie theater.
Yeah, Rugrats
Fucking
what
awesome.
in Paris was in the theater.
Yeah, and I had
And the
the
movie
orange
before it.
goddamn VHS. I had that orange Okay, fuck.
Yeah, but was Korean Old Boy in theaters?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It was one of the first movies. I think there were 5 total in the early 2000s that came over to America. Old Boy was one of the first that ever came over. And some American screenwriter was just like, "Oh, we're gonna make it over again with Josh Brolin, and he's the guy in the movie and everything."
I do love me some bim bim bop.
And
Some bim
you
bim
know,
bop.
like really the debate between these two films is you have one that's actually like a solid film and the other one is kind of just being voted on just to meme it to the end.
Just
Yeah,
childhood
SpongeBob.
memories. Yeah,
SpongeBob
it's
is a
based off
phenomenal
of
film.
childhood memories, and that's outrageous.
And it's still
'Cause-
going. To the point,
All right,
it came out in 99. It's still going to 24.
Let's put it to the vote. Let's just
Well,
Yeah, let's put the vote.
let's put it to the vote.
Put it for vote.
I mean,
All right, Eric, go
I'm
for it.
fucking drinking a little gin tonic. I can vote for fucking
All right,
Old Boy.
so let's go, Eric,
I just said Old Boy.
Mike, Joe. Let's go, Joe.
SpongeBob.
Mike.
Really, Old Boy.
I'm going SpongeBob because I remember that movie more than.
Oh, you're gonna make me
Old
do
Boy.
it?
Yep.
You guys presented a lot of great arguments on both sides, but this
Civ, I quit this
decision,
podcast and I'm gone.
this decision is easy for me. SpongeBob. It's the American. It's the American way. I'm a goofy Cuba. Rock.
SpongeBob will go on to face the Dark Knight.
Oh God, Batman's fucked.
So, all right. Our new round is MacGruber versus Mean Girls. MacGruber from me and Mean Girls from Eric.
Can we just send this one to a vote?
Can
Can we just
Are
send this
you
one to a vote
joking?
already? All in favor, MacGruber?
It's MacGruber. There's nothing you can tell me about Mean Girls that will change my mind.
Mean Girls shouldn't have beat Cinderella Man, bud.
SpongeBob shouldn't have beaten Old Boy.
Old Boy should have moved forward. Mean Girls 100% of the way. Mean Girls.
So
great fucking
MacGruber.
movie.
we're all in,
Fucking
we're
great
all in
goddamn
agreement.
movie.
Hey, Joe, where are you at?
Cheers.
Well, I'm going MacGruber, and I got Mike and Civ on my team, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So MacGruber's moving on.
Fuck that Mean Girls bullshit.
Eric. Keep
The only
going.
good thing about Mean Girls is remember when Joe lost his
Hey,
virginity.
Joe, what?
Keep going. Keep going.
All right. So the final round of the night is The Incredibles from me versus Fight Club from Mike and Billy. All right. So Mike, go ahead.
You have a club.
Unroll that paper towel. Let's go.
You can't
Before
talk about
Mike
it.
even starts about this, do you realize how many movies everyone has allowed Alex to get through to the next round? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
That's
He's
not
got
an argument.
So many.
That's not an argument.
That's my argument. Is he's gotten almost all of his movies through. What,
That's not
7?
true.
Do you want to? Wait, are
7
you
out of
calling?
20?
Do you want to stop the count?
Yeah, let's stop the fucking count. All right, Incredibles versus Fight Club.
Are we done being retarded or?
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
mean,
picks anymore.
it's genetic for me, so I can't really be done it.
Well, I know you're down with it.
I'm autistic, so it's fun.
He's down. He's a system of the down. He's a syndrome of the down.
I'm gonna make some grilled cheese.
At night.
All right, go
Joe,
Incredibles.
Joe, what if I told you every time I watch The Incredibles, I think of you as Mr. Incredible?
That's fucking horseshit.
I always thought of my.
I can't think of a bald cancer character in Incredibles, but thank you.
I always think of Joe as
Joe
a
is
flexible
100%
character.
Edna. Are you kidding me? Joe is Edna.
Well, he can't be Frozone because he'll shoot himself.
Joe's Edna.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my last
Joe is
episode. I love you
Mr.
all. Good night.
Incredible. Get out of here.
I'm-
Totally Mr.
Wait,
Incredible.
who's the
I
one
have my
who's the one that forgets the super suit, or the wife hides the super suit?
Yeah,
I'm him.
that's Frozone. That's Samuel
Yeah.
L. Jackson.
Yeah, I'm definitely him for obvious
I don't know
reasons.
about that one. I just need some water.
I know. I'm like, nope. Okay.
I feel like you'd be Syndrome just because you both have the syndrome.
Mm.
No, Joe would definitely be Jack Jack.
Well, okay, all right. Now you have a fair point there.
I'm a wild card. I'm all over the fucking place. I'm cancer. I'm Kyle. I'm
Eric-
ultra white. I'm autistic. What do you got?
Eric would definitely be the dad because at the very beginning when he's like not being a superhero and like he like can't fit into his car and he's like has that
I love
shitty
you.
job.
I love you so much. I agree with this 100%.
He wants to be Mr. Incredible. You understand?
Well, kid, what are you waiting for? Something incredible, I guess.
Me too.
Me too.
Like, this is like Eric's awakening. Eric, this is your 14th.
Hey, so, Mike, go ahead and argue about Fight Club.
When Eric drinks, he becomes Mr.
Oh,
Incredible.
guys, oh, let Mike argue about Fight Club. Let's go,
I got arguments for Fight Club.
Mike.
You just have a book that became a movie, and the movie is just that much better than the book. You have a way better story in Fight Club where you're discussing ideas of. I'm sorry, Civ. Did I break your concentration?
Boo!
No. I have stuff.
Books are
Can someone get me my
boring.
hammer?
Books are boring.
Get you your Tyler Durden.
All I'm gonna say is, Civ, just because the only books you read is the Braille off of your
Oh, you're gonna regurgitate my joke?
Oh shit!
Incredibles it is.
Eric can open my Snapchat right now and read exactly what I wrote him.
Was it in the record?
Hold
It
on,
is
hold
to
on.
the record. Eric, open your Snapchat and read what I texted
I
you.
will in a second, Civ, but I've read the book, I've watched the movie, Chuck Palahniuk.
Wait, hold on.
What a
The only
ridiculous
books you
offer.
read. The only books you read are the blind girls reading Braille off the herpes on your dick.
I wrote this down 3 months ago. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for my chance.
Fight Club the movie was a cult classic that led a lot of people to idiocy of thinking about things.
If Sim dies, I still get his vote.
And the actual book was really good. Please read it. I'm just ranting here now to try and keep this thing at a level that is remotely possible to get some sort of ad.
Joe's losing it right now.
So,
Wait, this is being monetized?
not yet. I'm trying.
Well, we definitely won't get there by talking about Fight Club because everybody knows Fight Club doesn't exist.
Anyway.
Well, you can't talk about it, you asshole. How's this even a vote? How's this even a vote? We can't talk about this.
I'm not
can we
empty,
vote?
but I'm still refilling this.
Oh man.
Uh,
Well, I think everything that's need to be said has been said. I think we can put it to a vote.
Civ. Civ's just done.
I'm gonna be happy to take over the podcast again.
Oh man. Whoever's idea it was to take shots, thank you.
That
I
was
went,
Joe's.
hey, the reins are over here. Let's figure out what happens from there.
It
All
was
right.
Joe's decision to take these shots. All right,
The
so is this...
Incredibles was such a fucking good movie that people were sitting there waiting for the next one to come out. And the second one, it was alright. But the fucking anticipation on that because of how good the first one was. That
And-
movie was a fucking Pixar perfection.
Yeah, all right. Fight Club was...
Joe, do you have
I'm
anything to
somewhere
say
around
about The Incredibles?
I remember seeing The Incredibles for when it came out in 2004 for my birthday. It came out on my birthday like that year. So I took a couple friends to go see it. So I'm settling it.
You have a special connection.
Yep.
Incredible.
I win.
An extra special connection.
That's just the chromosome, Bubby.
Fight
Yeah.
Club has the wrong interpretation from everyone who's ever watched
See,
it.
you guys fucked
and-
up right away. You guys fucked up right away. You talked about Fight Club. You're not supposed to.
Eric, I feel like you've talked more about Fight Club than Billy has. We should let Billy talk.
Billy?
Alright, let's put it to a vote.
Oh, wait. Let Billy talk.
Great.
Wow, what's amazing is like you were able
And
to let
everyone
Billy
got
talk.
awkward very quickly about
You let Billy
silence.
talk
That was
way
awesome.
more than you let me talk without interrupting, Sif. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, Mike, sometimes you take a little long to interrupt.
Mike,
Fucking.
you want to talk about Fight Club? Go ahead and talk about Fight Club.
I wanted
Oh,
to do it
no.
like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you
Talk,
have
just
tried.
take the vote.
Can we get the James Patrick Stewart version?
Mike, your floor. Mike, you have the floor. Talk
Nah,
about Fight.
I'm just fucking annoyed now. Just put it to a fucking vote.
All right, Joe, what are you voting for?
What were we talking about again? Incredibles.
Eric!
Uncrustables.
Nah, I don't want that. I don't like that.
I'm just going with Fight Club for fun.
Sif? Actually, no, Sif, hold on.
All
Mike,
right.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, fuck it. He's already interrupted me. Go ahead and just interrupt with the.
No,
What do you got? What do you got?
No. You go. I gotta think about it.
Go ahead. Fight Club. What do you want to say?
Yeah, just fucking Fight Club. Let's go.
Alright, Sif.
Mike, you made a lot of great arguments for this one.
I'm like 3 seconds away from kicking you.
You're not allowed to kick him. If you kick him,
Incredibles!
you're not allowed to kick him.
I gotta get my vote in before I get killed. Incredibles.
Yeah, I'm going Incredibles.
Oh, fuck.
I got McGruber.
Oh my god, this is too much. Drinking in this is too much fun.
All right,
Take
friends.
a shot. A movie one. Take a shot.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh my
So,
god.
So we go into the next round tonight, boys.
No.
You can
we're-
fuck off.
Why? It's only 11 o'clock. We're all off tomorrow.
I love to, Civ. We can record an episode with Joe and whoever else is drunkenly awake.
Why not? Because I'm just gonna keep drinking.
So,
Who
Yeah,
knows
I'm
where
wrong.
this is
I got-
gonna
So
I
go?
got
let's
my
go
quarterback
for
at
some
right there.
original Insomnicast episodes.
do we want to do a quick rundown of the next round?
Wait, you talk about OG Insomnicast episodes? I'll get in my car right now and drive right over.
Good time. No, that's for the beer episode. For the beer ones, we're getting
You
really.
idiot.
The sad thing is, you're gonna think we're fucked up now. Wait until we do the beer.
Hey,
episode.
hey, let Alex sign it off.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so we finished this round. We're going to the next one. So we got Emperor's New Groove versus Lucky Number 11.
1917 vs. In Bruges, The Patriot vs. Saving Private Ryan, The Mummy vs. Princess Bride, Big Lebowski vs. The Matrix, Pirates of the Caribbean vs. Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street vs. The Nice Guys, Scary Movie vs. Empire Strikes Back, Arrival vs. Bullet Train, Endgame vs. Guardians 3.
Fuck me!
Fuck you, Joe. Those are the only movies you have left.
Wait, really?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I was just fucking with you. Tropic Thunder vs. Rush Hour, Shawshank vs. Happy Gilmore, Skyfall vs. Pulp Fiction, Boondock Saints vs. Dewey Cox, The Dark Knight vs. SpongeBob, Big Gruber vs. The Incredibles.
Every time Joe has a movie, he has to go against himself.
Every fucking day. I do.
No,
All right,
Big
but
Lebowski is against the Matrix.
Oh, I thought that was Eric's movie. My bad.
Yeah, so he's good on that.
Oh.
But goddamn, Joe is fucked.
And I'm almost there.
I want to get a tally too. See what the how many movies we all put up. How
No,
many
let's
got into
no.
round 16.
Wait, we don't need that.
We
You
don't
watch
need
my
that.
phone episodes, you can see
No,
me
we don't.
my-
We don't
my
need
slow
that.
dive.
We already signed
We don't
off.
need that.
We
We don't
already-
need that.
Oh, because like 18 of your 20 movies have got into the 16.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We
we don't
already
need to
signed
talk
off.
about that.
And
That's
hey,
nice.
listeners, thank you for tuning in and listening to the Insomnicast podcast. I appreciate you guys listening here. Check us out on the Instagram, insomnicast.pod on Instagram. Then it's Insomnicast podcast.
I should have done shots a long time ago.
This is a great decision, Joe.
We're doing it though.
We're bringing it back.
We don't
Just
need-
rate us 5
Look-
stars
we
on.
don't need to look at that.
Just rate us 5 stars on Spotify, and that's fine for us. That's cool. That's cool. So
This is a little preview of when we do the beer episode. Just a heads up.
what preview? Oh, sorry, I was probably gonna be for review for that.
Ooh,
Shit.
beer and shots.
Sav,
'Twas the night
don't
before.
flirt with me.
'Twas the night before Joe's wedding, and all through Eric's house, not a creature was stirring, except for everybody throwing up.
It's-
Come on.